Innocent to officially open for us today. Thank you so much. Yes, with a hand clap. No, he's not coming. He's not coming at that hand clap. With a hand clap. Yeah, so much.
Shall we stand and we honor God and pray? We bless your name, God, because you are good, you are faithful. And your word tells us in Proverbs that as iron sharpens iron, so men do sharpen men. Here we are this morning to sharpen each other, to hear from the great men that you've called for us this morning. We thank you for the weather. We thank you for the provision that we are able to meet the costs of this event, oh Lord. We thank you for the organization. Thank you, Mayaz, for the great introduction. And we are so much blessed to see all of you. I think I know a number of you, and for the people that I don't know, it's a great honor to see you. To the organizers of this event, we say thank you so much for thinking about this and for gathering the men together. It's usually not easy, but I'm glad for the trains that we are taking. I am married to Joanita. We have a boy called Anka, and the Lord is so faithful. I am born again. Yes. And this morning, I want to start with a question before I get introduced a topic that I'm going to share with us as we start this. And the question is as simple as, when is the last time you had a genuine conversation with another man? When did you last sit to have a conversation, not just based on football, but a conversation about life issues? Something to think about. And where we were not pretending to be strong, but who were real. And our topic that I'll share with us is why it is important to constantly meet as young men. Is it important anyway to meet? Oh, we are wasting time. Some of us would be in our businesses or would be in our offices working and serving and earning. But is it important for gentlemen to meet? And so I want to say that it is very important. Actually, if it would be possible, we would be meeting every day to discuss issues. There's a group that I know of men that are in their 40s. My uncle is part of this, apart from Sunday, every day. And so their policy is that they have breakfast together. And they are all married, but whether they have left home when you've had breakfast, it is okay. They meet, they have a table, they are a group of 7, and they meet every day, every morning, to have a cup of tea together. Meanwhile, it's not just about a cup of tea. It's an evaluation morning. Yesterday you went to work. Did you earn anything? Yesterday you went to do this. You are planning on building a house or building an arcade. How far? Every day. And I've seen the progress. And so, friends, when God created man, he did not create him to live in isolation. No. We were created to live with people. And also, when you get born again, like I'm born again, God does not remove you from the community of unbelievers and maybe puts you in another land, maybe the Holy Land, and you're staying there with the holy people. No. You still stay in the community with both the believers and the non-believers, so that God teaches you how to love, teaches you how to support people and to bring them closer to God. And so, it is essential for us to meet, not to live in isolation, But we can be here, you're here physically, but your mind is isolated. It is also possible. However, we want to fight that. And that's the reason as to why we meet and why it is important to meet constantly. And so why is it important? One is that human beings need brotherhood, or gentlemen need brotherhood. I don't have a biological brother, but God has blessed me with so many of them that we get to meet and share about life. And so, God did not create you to live this life alone or to go through it alone. You need a brother. And in this case, a brother is not the biological one, but do you have a man? Do you have a brother in your life that you move a journey with? And let me share a personal story. I work and I decided to take some days off work. That was Wednesday, yesterday, and today. And so yesterday I traveled to, I was in Kampala anyway. I traveled just to meet a friend of mine to talk. Do I have his phone? Yes. Do we talk? Yes. We talk daily? Yes. But we were supposed to meet like physically and discuss issues. And then we talked and I returned. I reached around 4 a.m. That's what it means. Like you go an extra mile. Life is not just based on we can WhatsApp every day, we can have a phone call every day. Do you have a physical man that you can talk to? Recently, I think last week or this week, I posted who is a man in your life, and then someone responded, God. I had like 5 say, God, Jesus, God. And then I asked, do you have a physical man that you can talk to? So in this world, you cannot go it through alone. You need a brother, you need a friend. And so I have a question. If you're writing, let me request you to write this. The Bible is clear in Proverbs, like I prayed. But the question is, if iron sharpens iron, who is sharpening you? That's a question. If iron sharpens iron, who is sharpening you? That is like part A of the question. Then the part B. And who are you sharpening? If iron sharpens iron, who is sharpening you? And who are you sharpening? And so brotherhood is the foundation on which manhood is built. We are here to sharpen you, to talk to you, and hopefully also have other people that do sharpen you. But are you sharpening a young man out there? You might be feeling insufficient, thinking that also I've not reached somewhere. But you have a young brother at home. You have a cousin. You have a fellow student at campus, or maybe a young professional. You're in the business. You have someone that you are moving that probably is in your circles, and they are getting lost. Can you take the time to sharpen them as you also get sharpened? And we are living in a generation where we are being sharpened by social media, being sharpened by people's thoughts and assumptions. And so what is sharpening you? And who is sharpening you? Something to think about. The other reason as to why it is important for young men to meet is something to do with our mental and emotional health. We are living in a generation or a society where we have a lie that men are supposed to be tough. Men are supposed not to talk. They're supposed to be silent. As a social worker, I want to say that's not true, because that's how we end up with suicidal cases. That's how we end up with people in depression, with anxiety, with stress, because they have bottled a number of things. They have reached a point they cannot feel anything. Probably why? It is because they have not opened up, and so they have lost all their emotional feelings. In psychology, it is called emotional numbness. Like, there's nothing that, even if someone dies, like, it's okay. Is it the first one? Is it the last one? If you get heartbroken by a guy, you no longer have feelings for anything. To the point that they can even pour hot water on you and you don't feel anything, because like your entire system has already collapsed, but you're still moving. And that is because of the depression, because of the stress, because we are not mentally okay. And so when we get together, like here, we find safe places to open up, to talk issues. And then we live a life that is full. We get to share our fears without shame, knowing that we are not judged, knowing that we have found a safer place to open up. And then we get to know that we are not in this alone. If I share my struggle, you can easily compare the note, like, hey, but I'm also facing the same. But how is he managing? How is he getting out? And so also get to discover the healthier ways of coping up. It is easy to think of, let me commit suicide, let me die. I'm tired of this. But when we get to meet as young men, like, if he went through this, then I can also go through it. But how did he go through it? So it is important for us to meet. Allow me note this and say that many young men walk around with silent battles. I don't know the battle that you're facing. But the moment one person opens up, when one person like this opens up, then everyone gets the comfort, because they can now easily share and talk about their story. And so, gentlemen, don't lose the heart of meeting. Again, why it is important to meet is that growth happens through shared experiences. When we hear, like how we're going to be hearing from our panelists, they have done businesses, they have done a number of things. How do they get there? And probably you are struggling with the same thoughts. I want to do maybe something, but you are wondering how to start. And by the time you get to leave this place, it means you have had the experience, you have heard from the person doing what you are desiring to do, and so you attain the growth. And so when men gather, or when we gather in this one, we get to learn from someone's mistakes and we do not repeat them. Yes, we do not repeat the same mistakes that the other men that will be talking to us faced or experienced. We also get to discover the strategies that they used, and we can use the same strategies or even apply the better strategies for us to overcome the challenges that we have. We also get to gain some fresh perspective. You know, in life, you can always think that 1 + 1 = 2, right? 1 + 1 equals to what? Let's repeat. 1 + 1 equals to what? Someone says 11. But anyway, in class we are told that 1 + 1 equals to 2. But life has different perspectives. 1 + 1 equals to 2, that is right. But also in marriage, 1 + 1 equals to 1. And when we go into the working area, 1 + 1 equals 3. Why? When 2 people gather the strength, when the 2 people get to meet, they can do the task that the 3 people can do. And that is why 1 + 1 equals 3. You can also bring your own perspective and it will be right as long as you can explain it. If you're noting, you can note this and say that a man who learns only from his own experience is limited. A man who learns only from his own experience is limited. A man who learns from others multiplies his growth. A man who learns only from his own experience is limited. But a man who learns from others multiplies his growth. And that's the reason as to why we are here, to grow, to learn, to experience. Accountability is also important because when we get to meet, we walk in purpose. It is easy for us to live without direction, but through such meetings, we are guided. We get the clear direction. And so such meetings, they help us to keep focused on our goals, knowing that it is possible. And it reminds us of the man that we promised ourselves to be. There was, I think it was last year or earlier this year, I don't remember. Adonia will help me remember. But I remember we had like the same at Bishop Stewart University. And probably somehow, some people that noted are like, I want to do this, do the other. And somehow they forgot. But when you get to attend this, you get to be reminded of what you had promised yourself to be. And also, such meetings challenge our excuses. For me, I cannot do this because I'm an orphan. For me, I can't do this because I don't have capital. For me, I can't do this because, no. We are here to challenge your excuses, and you move out of this place when you have a fresh perspective. I have another question. And the question is, who checks on you? Who checks on you? Who corrects you? Who asks you the uncomfortable questions that keep you aligned? A question to think about. Who checks on you? Who corrects you? Who asks you uncomfortable questions? Who asks you uncomfortable questions that keep you aligned? Sometimes you bring an uncomfortable question and then someone tries to shy away. I don't do gym. Maybe it's a discipline I need to learn. But allow me say that you cannot build a muscle just by visiting the gym one day. And you are like, now I've worked on the muscles, I'm now okay. Just because you've gone to the gym once. No, you have to keep going. Have to keep practicing. I do sing in church, so you can't just be like, today I practice and that's enough. No, you have to keep practicing, so that you can master. But you also, when you have mastered, you keep on. You have to keep going to the gym for you to build the muscle. And so we have to keep coming and meeting for us to become better. The other reason that's why it is important to meet is that we get to build networks and opportunities. Doors open through relationships, not CVs. The current job I'm doing, I did not apply for it. I did not. But someone I had taught somewhere recommended me, and I saw a phone call come through, and here I'm working and earning without even any interview done. So life is, or opportunities or doors open through relationships, not the CVs. If you're trusting your CV, hey. So we are here to exchange skills, to exchange the knowledge, to share the resources, and also to get your role models. And so your network influences your net worth and your self-worth. And another man's success is not your threat. It is your reference point. Because now when Peter is writing a CV, probably, he'll be like, hey, let me put Innocent, because I know him. And we met in Boys to Men Breakfast. I'm like, Ed, I'm applying somewhere. Can I put you as my CV? On my CV as my reference? And I'm like, it's okay. Why? We have connected from this place. And let me get to the second last point. The second last point, why it is important for you to keep coming, for you to keep gathering. There is the change of the narrative. When we get to meet here, I know some of us have experienced broken homes. We've not had fathers in our lives. We've not had people to mentor us or to teach us or to mold us. But when we get to meet here, we understand what do men go through. How do we build families? How do we build businesses? Because what we know is the social media perspective or the narrative from the broken home, the narrative from broken relationships. We have the confusion with the identity and the roles and all that. But through here, through the meetings, we can build the character. We can develop the great leaders. And I want to believe that we want to become the great leaders. And we can also note this, that we cannot complain about the brokenness of our society. We cannot complain about the brokenness of our society if we are not actively, the word actively, building the men who will rebuild it. We cannot keep complaining about, I come from a broken home, fathers are not present, what, if we are not meeting to overcome that, actually actively working on that. And lastly, it is important for us to always meet because it helps us to leave a legacy. Leave a legacy. It is through such gathering that we become better fathers, we become better husbands, we become responsible citizens, we become great leaders. This world or this Uganda belongs to us. Yeah. And so the man you will become, the man that you will become, you and me, the man that you will become will influence the boys who will come after you. The boys who will come after you, the boys that you're going to produce, even the boys that you're going to mentor, it will be influenced by the man that you are or the man that you're going to become after such meetings. Allow me end by saying that we meet to grow. I pray that by the time you leave this place, you would have experienced a certain level of growth. So we meet to grow. We meet to heal. We're experiencing a number of things, complaints, excuses, but we meet to heal. We meet to learn. We are here to learn from each other. What have people gone through? What should I avoid? Such things. So we meet to grow, we meet to heal, we meet to learn, we meet to build. We are here to build each other and also to build the generations to come. And also we meet to become men who matter. We meet to become men who matter. That said, allow me say that we should not only stop at this breakfast prepared on the 14th of November 2025. Can we regularly meet? Can we come every time we are called? But should we wait for the call from Live a Dream? Is it possible to form a smaller group where you regularly meet? Can it be weekly or monthly or daily, if possible? Thank God for the technology that even when people are abroad, we can still meet on Zoom. Don't wait for end of year. No. Let's build circles of brotherhood. Circles of brotherhood that we can meet and always share. Strong men aren't born, they are built together. May God bless you.
Thank you so much. Again, I know it's cold, but we don't have to be cold. Let us give him a hand clap that he deserves. Thank you so much, Mr. Innocent, for the words. Yeah, I think in his entirety, he talked about what Live a Dream is for. Yeah, for you, if you're here for the first time, that's what Live a Dream is here for, to make sure that as a gentleman, you do not have to do life alone. Yeah? Yeah. That said, we have a full house. Our guests are all in the house. Yeah? Let's give it a hand clap there. But like he said, it is not very good for us to again sit here and go without knowing who I was seated with. And I say that I'm going to ask you randomly the name of your neighbor. If you do not know the name of your neighbor, you will hold this microphone. I will sit next to your neighbor so that I can know their name. Yeah? But yeah, just in case there is someone in the house and you feel like they are not my neighbor, but I would love to know them, here is the opportunity. I don't know if we can get a microphone. Yeah? If we can get an extra microphone. Briefly, we are going to do simple introductions. And this is the time where I always want to correct everyone's phone. And I keep it here with me so that at the end of the day, I can give them back to you. Let's make sure our phones are kept properly. When we were young, they used to tell us when it's raining, you can be struck by lightning when you're using your phone. Yeah? We're going to start from behind as we come in front. Tell us your name, if you are a student, where you are, what course you're doing. If you are not a student, what you are doing, and anything that you feel that we should know about you. Yeah. We're starting from behind. Kindly feel free to stand up so that we are able to see you.
Thank you so much. My name is Emmanuel Aineviona, and currently I work with All Saints Church as a youth worker for Greater Mbarara Archdiaconry.
Emmanuel Aineviona, happy to see you. If you happen to go to All Saints and you're stuck, Emmanuel Aineviona is there.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Joshua. I work with Crave House.
Crave House. That's the big man who is responsible for the food in Mbarara. Chef Joshua, happy to see you.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Alvin Mbabazi. I'm a student at Bishop Stewart University. I'm in my final year doing IT and also a CEO, Visual Bridge, that is recently in the process of being rebranded to Mbabazi Enterprises. Thank you.
Mbabazi, happy to see you. He's a student at Bishop Stewart. He's doing IT.
Good morning to everyone.
Morning.
My name is Tsiengwire Graham.
Pardon?
Tsiengwire Graham.
Graham.
Yeah, a student at MOOBS, and I'm happy to be here.
Graham, which course are you doing?
I'm doing BBA. I'm in my second year.
BBA second year. Graham, you're welcome. We're happy to have you.
Nomweska Jacob, a student at MUST doing education. I'm in my final year.
Jacob, we're happy to have you.
I'm Otaremwa Elijah, a student at Bishop Stewart University, pursuing a Bachelor in Laws. I'm in my third year.
Council Elijah. If you have issues, land issues at home, kindly go with those numbers.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Orumtambira Joel. And
Pardon?
Orumtambira Joel.
Joel.
Yes.
Yeah.
I'm a student at Bishop Stewart University doing animal health and production.
Joel Omuntambira, you're welcome. We're happy to have you.
Morning, everyone.
Morning.
My name is Joro Ruchiri, and I'm a senior for Vakist.
Oh, we are happy to have you, the chiefest of the guests today.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Benjamin Urhakana. I'm in my second year at Bishop Stewart University, pursuing a Bachelor of Arts in Journalism and Mass Communication.
Benjamin, we're happy to have you.
Morning to all of us.
Good morning.
My name is Apollo. I'm a visitor within Mbarara. I'm happy and glad to be here.
Oh, we're happy to have you, Mr. Apollo. Yes, please.
Good morning, everyone. I'm Kenneth Arimpa, a student at MUST,
pursuing a bachelor's in civil engineering and currently in my year 3.
Arimpa Kenneth, you're welcome. We're happy to have you here today.
Yes, good morning to everyone.
Morning.
Eduardo Kajazao. I'm at MUST pursuing software engineering and I'm in my year 3.
Oh, Bajezao, you're welcome.
Kajazao.
Kajezao.
Eduardo, yeah.
Kajezao. Doing my course.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm called Omcha Joel, a student at MUST, doing my final year, pursuing a bachelor's degree in business administration and majored in accounting.
And we're happy to have you. I hope you're getting, because after I am going to be randomly asking, and we are going to put an implication if you don't know the name.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Ahumuza Nsasi Remande. I'm a student at UTC Wushenyi. I'm a freshman doing NDCE. Thank you.
Freshman from Bushenyi. We're happy to have you.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Agume Derek. I'm a student at Bishop Stewart University, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, 2nd year.
Derek, we're happy to have you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Mucha John Wycliffe. I am a software engineering graduate from MUST, and I'm happy to be here.
Happy to have you, John Wycliffe. Charlotte?
Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
I'm called Ashawa Gereva, and I am an associate with ICO Interiors.
Gereva.
Thank
Clever?
you.
Gereva.
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 Yes, it's a tremendous privilege to be here.
Yeah.
My name is Prosper Nwamanya. I am a postgraduate student at MUST in my first year, and I'm glad to be here.
When you said tremendous, I had a feeling there is a postgraduate somewhere.
Good morning, people.
Good morning.
My name is Amanya Davis. I'm in my 3rd year, Bishop Stewart University. I do BIT. Besides that, I'm the CEO Pure Cleaning Company. We do every sort of cleaning.
You're happy to have you. If you have dirty laundry, dirty things at home.
Yes, good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Yeah, my name is Ndugwa Muhammad. I'm a student at MUST doing a Bachelor's of Medicine and Surgery. I'm in my final year, 5th year. And I'm also the CEO and the Managing Director of Moham Housing and Real Estate Limited, which deals in buying and selling of land, construction services, and then also property management. I'm very glad to be here with you people.
We are happy to have you, Dr. Businessman.
Morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm Atwine Deras. I'm an intern pharmacist here at Mbara Regional Referral. I completed my bachelor's at MUST, so I'm also glad to be here.
Gerard, we're happy to have you. Happy to have you.
Good morning, gentlemen. I am Muruhura Adolf, and I'm a recording artist. My stage name is Afro Ads. And I happen to be a student also at MUST doing Bachelor of Science and in Accounting and Finance, year 3.
Can you give us like a cappella?
A cappella?
Yes.
Okay. Should I give you?
Yes, yes.
Okay, I have a song called Echimuri. Horinke Echimuri, 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 Mwinezabu, Mwinezabu. So that's it. And so many other songs.
I saw very I
Thank
saw
you
many
so
people
much.
singing along. You have a very big fan base here.
Thank you so much.
You're
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
I'm by the name Ola Christopher. I'm a student at MUST, pursuing Bachelor of Science in Accounting and Finance, and I'm in my final year. Thank you.
Happy to have you. Happy to have you.
It is a great privilege to be here. Good morning to us all.
Good morning.
I am Asima Leonidas Roland, and I'm a third-year law student at Bishop Stewart University. And I'm a co-founder and head of mentorship and pro bono at Lego Dream Team Initiative. I'm very much privileged to be here. Thank you.
Happy to have you, Council.
Good morning to everyone here.
Good morning.
My name is Magezi Crescent, and I'm a student at Mbalala University, pursuing a Bachelor's of Science in Education, Biology, and Chemistry. I'm glad to be here today.
Crescent, we're happy to have you. Please pass on the mic that side. Yes.
Good morning, citizens.
Good morning.
I am Bryce Mujini from Fovakist, and pleased to be here. Thank
We're
you.
happy to have you, Citizen Mujeni, from Fovakist. Happy to have you.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Virinji Anita. I am a student at MUST. I study mechanical and industrial engineering, and I'm glad to be here.
We're happy to have you. Did you happen to come with the gentleman you've just given the mic?
Murireje.
Turireje.
Amazina ni Cedric Bibangamba Vincent Rubahamya. Ni nkorana Tasco Holdings. Ebindi ni bingi.
You're welcome, Cedric. We're happy to have you. Please pass on the microphone to these two gentlemen.
Good morning. My name is Peter Ayebare. I'm a student at Bishop Stewart University doing bachelor's in graphic art and animation technology. Yeah, thank
Happy
you.
to have you, Peter. Graphics.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Bakashaba Hamson.
Bakashaba, you can raise the mic a bit.
All right. I'm a student at BSU doing Bachelor's of Technology in Graphic Arts and Animations.
Bakashaba, we're happy to have you. If I may take it on from here and pass it here.
Good morning.
Good morning.
My name is Wesige Banyaji.
Wesige, nice to have you. Pass it to the gentleman there.
Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
My name is Martin Amanya, aka Mwalimu. I am a counseling psychologist, a teacher of Kiswahili, a boys and men's mentor, and an events host. I am happy to be here. I am also part of a men's movement called the Man Cave UG that normally hosts Twitter Spaces on Saturday, every Saturday morning, 7 a.m. Like we'll be having one tomorrow. And that's how we got to meet with Adonia and Elder Herbert Mugumya. And I'm happy to be here. I'm also team lead at Mwalimu Concerts and Language Hub, where we do teach Kiswahili. We provide mental health services, men's mentorship programs, and capacity development. It's an honor to be here with you, gentlemen. Thank you for coming. Like Maya said, we need to deal with the delusion of assuming that men know, and at worst that they know everything. So we need to keep on coming for meetings like this, learning and growing. So keep on coming, keep on learning, keep on growing. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu. I dropped from my Swahili class. I think I can proceed from here after the meeting. Yeah, so you're all welcome. I believe at least you have an idea of who your neighbor is, for those of you who didn't come with them. And because of time, we are going into our next session. You're going to have Mr. Mwalimu Mo I'm sure he's a very, very resourceful man, and we shall enjoy from him. So right about now, allow me to invite different people to come and take their seats up front here, who I believe will bless us a lot. Today's theme, as we can all see, we are talking about investment principles and business. Today is a business conversation. I have had very many CEOs, very many co-founders and career paths here. Yeah, so today we are talking about money, and starting with the panel, henceforth, it will be the biggest discussion, yeah? And on that note, allow me to invite the founder, Live a Dream, Mr. Adonia Sijire, to come and take up a seat here. We are going to do that again. Mr. Adonia. Yes, he's the reason that we are all here. We shall have to hear from him a bit later. And then we are going to have the CEO and founder of one of the biggest and most influential agricultural platforms in Uganda right now. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for Mr. Goodman Eric, the founder of Borondwa Mixed Farm. He's a very resourceful man, very, very resourceful man. By the end of today, you will be blessed. Again, another CEO and founder of the biggest media company on the globe. Give it up for Mr. Bruce Mugela, C for Creative Media CEO. Ladies and gentlemen, we still have one more panelist, also founder of one of the biggest media companies. Give it up for Mr. Byaruhanga Sankara as he takes his seat here. Note that Mr. Sankara and Mr. Bruce Mugera are in charge of all the cameras you see around. So these are the people giving us live stream, Mr. Bruce giving us the photography and the video recording. Yeah, and they do a lot of that in case you have events. Yeah. Finally, we are going to have just a second. Yeah, so gentlemen, since this is a media event, we cannot fail to have a media personnel. He has introduced himself already, Mr. Wesige, to come and also take his seat. The reason as to why we are having varieties of people is each one of us has a place that they are in the circles of life. We have the people who are interested in farming, we have media, we have journalism, and the people that you're seated with are in various spaces of life. So please, especially those who are in school and are trying to figure out their career paths and maybe business-wise, feel free. Let us keep our phones. I pray that we keep our phones and pay attention, because this is a very big moment. It's probably the biggest moment of today. Let us listen. At the end of it, we shall have to ask questions in regard to business, investment, and anything as a growing man you would want to know. That said, allow me to allow Mr. Adonia to take over from here as we enjoy.
Thank you so much, Myers. He forgot to mention that he's one of the most creative young men we have around town, so please appreciate him. Yes, good morning, friends. You're welcome to today's panel discussion. I am Sigira Adonia, that will be taking lead of this panel discussion for the next 1 or so hours. And I want to deeply welcome you for this great breakfast meeting. I will ask Myers to extend to me microphones, if at all we have other 1 or 2 microphones, to help our panelists today. I will allow them to introduce themselves, reintroduce themselves, making relevance of why they happen to sit forward. Why I'm saying so is that I would not want to read their profile because you might think I have included AI in it. I want each of them to use 2 minutes to mention of who they are and why are they relevant in our today's discussion. I'll begin with my immediate left.
Thank you. Very good morning, ladies and gentlemen in the room. Very glad that we have some ladies who blessed the occasion. Once again, I'm Sankara Biaruhanga. I work with Innovation Village as the National SBDC lead. SBDC is Small Business Development Centers, and so we have a number of them in the country. But I also lead a youth-led tech hub called Creative Campus, under which we develop a number of tech solutions. Our flagship one being Sibo. I don't know if anyone has used Sibo app in Mbarara to order for food around. And so that's the tech side of what we do. We also have the digital side, the digital media, the creative with a K. I understand Comrade Bruce also has creative media. His starts with a C. Now ours is creative with a K, and right now we are live on creative media on YouTube. The other arm of what we do is the skilling bit, capacity building bit. So we train and build capacity of young people in performing arts, digitization, and the likes. Very glad that we are joining hands today. My Bible side is not really in green, but at least I know that 1 Corinthians 13:11, there's a line that when I was a child, I walked like a child, I thought like a child, I reasoned like a child. But when I became a man, I walk like a man. And this morning is why we're here. And I can't wait to share.
Wow.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think he's fit enough to be on our panel today, right? Please welcome him. That is Biaruhanga Sankara. Thank you so much and welcome you. In the next 2 minutes, we shall have to listen from one very robust creature or personality around town. I request you to stand up, really, and for the sake of Karas, get well, introduce yourself and tell us how relevant are you to sit on today's panel.
Okay. I am, first of all, very happy to be here. My name is Wesige Banyaji. Good morning. At least I can see some females, about 3 or 4. Good to see all of you that have made it this morning. I am seeing familiar faces. I have seen Sankara before. Sankara has hosted me and interviewed me in the past. I know Sijire, we work together. I've seen a couple of faces that are familiar with me. Again, Wesige Banyaji is my name. I talk in spaces, but sometimes I don't know exactly what I'm going to talk about. But this morning I was invited for something I'm passionate about. I am an economist, I am a lawyer, I am a journalist, I am a father, I have 2 beautiful children. I have been a hustler around Mbarara for quite a while. I do radio. I have hosted radio shows on Cruise for the last 9 years. Cruise is celebrating 14 years, so I have been with them for the last 9 years. I have been a businessman for the longest I've known myself. There are a couple of other elements that I'm going to share with you. I believe that once we have all shared, none of us is going to live the same, all right? We are all, I believe, very gifted differently. There's a lot that we can share. I've walked the journey that majority of you have walked, from nowhere to at least comfortably saying you've been able to build life for yourself.
Thank you.
So I'm going to share more of that, and I'm so blessed to be here. Thank you so much.
Yes, please welcome Wesigye Banyaji. We deeply welcome you and thank you so much for agreeing to be here. I want to remind you that all these are young men, just like you. So you need to know that you're not anywhere special to why you shouldn't be like them. Let's welcome one farmer, but he's also known for very many things, Mr. Goodman.
Thank you. My name is Goodman, the farmer. What else? I have failed in many businesses, but I have now settled for some. You will know. You'll get to know. And what are you going to talk about? But at least when you start asking, my mind will click because I have failed many things. I'm sorry for coming late. Actually, today I have come so early. And for those, I don't know whether there are those who have been calling me and I'm not picking, but there's one lady who is not here. I thought she would be here. I am very bad at picking calls. I left my gumboots in the car, just here. If you go outside and see the Pro Box, that's where my gumboots are. Actually, 6 season as well. But that is not, that does not mean anything. Today, I don't know whether, Mayas, am I putting on where? That is Mayas. Should I, Mayas tells me to remove this jacket so as people read. But at the end of the day, who are you? After removing the gumboots and whatever,
thank you. Please, a round of applause for him. That is very interesting. Simple as he is, and that is him. Goodman Eric, we welcome you. I'll also ask Mr. Bruce to stand up in 2 minutes. Introduce yourself.
Good morning, everyone. First of all, I'm humbled to see Mr. Herbert, Engineer Herbert, in the crowd. Wow. We can celebrate him. Oh, wow. Thank you so much for the impact you're doing in the men's lives. My name is Bruce. I want to begin by saying the Council Adonia made a mistake by saying all these are young men. This one is not a young man. he's not a young man. But we are humbled to be with such a great panel. My name is Bruce. I am the CEO and founder of Creative Media with a C, like he mentioned. And I deal in import. I deal in real estate. I work for one of the best, not one of the best. Councillor Dini has refused that it's not one of the best. It's actually the best school, which is Intare School. I work with this gentleman as well. And I'm very, very humbled to be here. I can't wait to learn and also share knowledge.
Thank you. Thank you so much. That is him. He's the youngest, newly married. We thank you so much. We have to add that. Yes, now I'll begin, ladies and gentlemen. Our panel discussion starts now. And of course with a nice breaker that one, I request that we pay attention for those that are there. Papa or Elder Herbert, if you could feel okay sitting in front. I think Mwalimu could lead you in front. Thank you. So I'll really start with my brother Wesigye. You've done a number of things, and if you had only 500,000, just 500,000 to invest today in Bara, because most of us here are from Bara or within areas surrounding Bara. If you had just 500,000 shillings to invest today in Bara, where would you put that money?
I am very good at knowing what to do with small amounts of money to start a business. I am, maybe I have had so many people talk about themselves as CEOs. I have never introduced myself as a CEO, but I'm a business owner. I do money lending. I have sold money for about 6 years. I've sold money for about 6 years. I sell furniture. I've sold furniture for about 7 years. I have sold land for about 8 years. I've been in Barra for only 10 years. I came in Feb 2015. So I just graduated from Makerere with my bachelor's of development economics. I had gotten a bank job. I had done in a bank for 6 months. I found it very boring, honestly, because it was an entry-level job. Our job was to look for accounts and sell loans. Really, being an economist, you would think that is a good place to start. I started with a very small salary. I was working in Bank of Africa. I remember by then they were paying us a gross of 1 million shillings. Then they cut off salaries, NSSF and pay as you earn. You got to about 720 or something like that. And I did that for 6 months. Then an opportunity came where I was supposed to manage a bakery. That's how I came to Mbara. Now, I had never been to the West. I come from Rukunjiri, but I was lucky to be a product of an intermarriage. So my father was from Rukunjiri, my mother from Masaka. I studied in Buganda. I went to King's College, Budo. I don't know how many Budonians are here. Is there any Budonian here? I'm the only lucky man.
Ask that after the breakfast.
I went to King's College, Budo, so I know what it means to come in a place and you're literally the odd man out. Because when we're in Budo, I studied with very sophisticated children, what they now call planned kids. So I learned how to maneuver and navigate life from a very low point. Going back to the question that you've asked me, when I was starting all these businesses that I was starting, never had I ever been driven by profit, honestly. And I'm not a motivation speaker, so everything I am going to say here is purely based on a life story. I am not going to sound academic in any way. I'm only going to share my journey. There are a couple of things that you could pick if you're starting out, or if you already made it. You can compare notes and see what you can correct and what you can exploit. And so when I was starting all these businesses, I remember in the company that I was working with, Tuweleza Bakery, I know some of you know it here. So when I left the bank, and I had a brother who was working with this factory, and every time that he would come home, he had more money than I had. So I wondered, how is it possible that my young brother who is in S6 VAC is earning more money than me who is working in a bank? So it bothered me. So I told him, you know what, I think I'm going to resign this bank job and join you where you are in the factory, because I find the bank boring, it's stressful, the targets, the pressure, I think I can't put up. So I went to Tuweleza factory. I started in a very low job. I performed very well. It was a sales job, so the numbers were adding up. So I told the manager of the factory, the owner by then, I told her, I am an economist. I believe I can be better placed. I think you're not utilizing me very well. I was very confident. So she told me, I don't have an opportunity, but if it comes up, I'll give you a call. So I got a job, came to Mbara. I was excited because I had never come to the West, and I grew up hearing, my father comes from the West, but we had never come. It's like being born in the US and you're told your father comes from Uganda, and you literally have never been here. So I had never been this side. So I used it as an opportunity to start here and know where I come from. The story I'm joining to the question is that I came without any resources to start with. And so I studied all that I have from being a broker. When the factory and I had lost the job I was working with, I stayed home. By then I just had a child. So I didn't know what to do with my life. I thought maybe I go back to Kampala where I came from. Things had become tough for me. This was around 2016. Around 2016 after a year I had worked. And so I had a friend of mine called Consolate. She was working on Cruise FM by then. So I tell Consolate, I'm a bit free. You can invite me to be on your show and we just have a blast. So I go to, she invites me one of those Saturdays. She used to do a WhatsApp show, a show called WhatsApp. So I went there and I was in the show. We had fun. She called me again. So before I knew it, her bosses were telling her to invite that gentleman that she kept on hosting lazily. And when I entered the office where my bosses were, I found them in a conversation. So I just joined the conversation. We started having a conversation on a topic that we're having. So we conversed for about 2 hours, and that's when they remembered to ask me, what are you here for? When we had a long conversation about something that wasn't even related to the job. So at that point, I tell them there is a lady called Consolate. She told me to come here and that he wants to talk to me. I don't know what she wants me to do here. So they tell me at that point, we've been hearing you on radio, you have a very good voice. I think we are going to hire you. It was a Friday. On Saturday, they tell me go on air. I had no clue about radio. It was just my voice and just wanting to have a blast. He asked about how you can start a business with a very small amount. So I started a job without anything. I didn't even know. He was talking about getting a job without applying for it. So it is these connections, these relationships that got me the job. It's now 9 years. On how much I can start to conclude and going back, there's a lady that puts fruits at my workshop. I have a workshop in town that sells furniture. So every morning, she puts fruits for me to eat. And so one day we had an informal conversation and I asked her about her resources, how she makes money. I see her waking up in the morning to supply fruits the entire Mbara. So I asked her, this business that you do, how do you survive? Does it break even? So she breaks down all the data. This lady sells 50,000 every single day. I told her, how much money do you use? She uses peanuts. What she does is going to Koranori, the market, buy fruits, cut them, pack them in dishes, sell them 2,000 per dish and 1,000 in Mbara. She's able to save 50,000. So you can see how much money she needs to simply get started. How many people are in salary jobs and they don't make 1.5 million? This lady makes 1.5 million a month.
Thank you. Thank you so much. A round of applause to our brother Wesige. Oh, that is very intriguing. Thank you. Now, I will extend a microphone to Goodman. You said you have failed over and over again. You do not know, even today you failed on time. You're actually blaming yourself. Now, I don't know when you got 25. I will request that you use a short time. Now, what is the biggest money mistake that you made before the age of 25, and how much did it cost you?
It's when I cleaned somebody's house and he was supposed to pay me 35. As I was cleaning, the man gives me the money. It has never come back.
I beg your pardon.
The man took it.
I beg your pardon.
He has never paid me up to now. Let me tell you this. Ati, what's the maximum age in this? No, the youth. Eh? I'm sorry.
Yes,
I'm sorry. I want to know the youth. I think 35, 36.
Let's count it at 35.
Now, you people. I lost my 35K. 2000. Bruce. 2011, 10. I lost my 35K. I'll never forget that money. And that was the biggest money I worked for. I would wash clothes every day. There's a day, a certain lady who still lives around where I stay, put clothes in the basin, and she forgot. Do ladies still put on half petties? I hope we are in the room. We are supposed to tell you what we know. Now the lady forgets a half petty in the clothes. Woodman comes and starts washing. And for me, I would not spare a half petty as long as you give me some money. Now, when I put everything on the hang line, as I was putting the half petty, the woman comes. Woodman, Nayonichi? I would get 8,000. Now I get promoted to cleaning the houses. I would clean the house and clean, and that was a promotion where I got 35K, and the man takes my money. But the mistake was, he gave me the money because I was not ready. The hands were still wet and cleaning. I said, keep it for me. Let me first finish. Show the commitment that I was actually working. I've never seen that man.
Wow. Thank you so much. Please clap for him. Let's be appreciative. That was a serious mistake that you did, and you can only blame yourself for being kind enough someone to get hold of your money. Money to get stuck in someone's hand. Bruce Mugela, many of us grow up hearing money is a root cause of evil. You shouldn't fight to have money. You shouldn't die for money. How do we reconcile biblical prosperity with aggressive investing and still make it to heaven?
Wow. I'm also going to answer it very briefly. Thank you so much for the question. I was looking for a point to disturb my friend here, but he has not given me a chance. I'll get him on the next round. Let me answer that question by saying this. I think in the older generations, the generations past, it was when that was a prevalent issue, where people felt, if I make a lot of money, then I am sinful. If I get so much into business, then I am not giving time to God. But I think that is a perspective that has, in the generations that have come, people have invested in knowing God for themselves and knowing that God does not want you to be poor. God doesn't want you to live a poor life. Even when a person is into, let's say, ministry and preaching the gospel, the ministry you're doing will require money. You don't want to go into ministry and then come to Council Adonia, help me with the 2K for transport. It does not fitly represent the God whom you are preaching about. Because there are some people whom you will never talk to unless you are able to sustain yourself. Maybe let me just share just one particular, there is a particular verse in the Bible that allow me just get it very briefly. It's, yes, I've got it. 1 Timothy chapter 6 and verse 17. It says that teach those who are rich in this world not to be proud and not to trust in their money, which is also unreliable. And he says their trust should be in God, who richly gives us all we need for our enjoyment. So you realize that God does not actually want you to be poor. He just doesn't want you to put your trust and whole life in the money that you accumulate.
Wow, I think the question was relevant to you so much. Thank you so much. Some of us complain, man, my God doesn't want me to have so much monies. But you guys, you need to make money. You will not preach to some people when you're poor. Yes, and now, Sankara, is it true that the rich invest and the poor save? And explain the difference using our current issues. Is it really true that the poor are save? I mean, save my money and the rich do invest.
Thank you very much. Yeah, thank you very much. Before I get to this question, the biblical question is interesting in a way that even in Uganda, we have people actually who believe that money is basically the root for all evil, and therefore I might just, settle for eating, and that's the thing. But my men in the room, and some ladies, the naked truth is, you will actually need the money. To an extent that if I enter the church session, if my man of God is talking about how hard it is for a rich man to enter, the kingdom of God, the comparison of you entering the needle's eye. If you came in and you're a rich man, there's a likelihood that the gospel is about to change to the line of even the little that you have as a poor man, if you do not utilize it, will be taken away from you and be added on to those that have. Now, Proverbs, I think 13:22. A good man. The Bible talks about a good man. We are here for men, coming from boys to men, right? That verse tells us about how a good man must live while they live this world. Inheritance of children, for their children, actually children's children. And therefore, there is no way you'll be able to fall in the class that actually justifies money as only evil, when it comes to the Bible side. But let me get back to the question. Saving versus investment. In simple terms, saving is the first step. Investment is the graduation. Okay? I arrive in year 1 to study. That is where we press saving. I graduate and finally achieve what took me to the university, for instance. That is investment. In other words, saving will only, of course, make you secure. The thing of, in the next 6 months, I'm actually sorted. But investment will actually multiply. And now, the concept that we must move out, even if we forgot every other thing, is that boys spend their life carrying buckets, while men actually build wells. And in that case, I'll choose. Yes, I can actually carry water with buckets all through to save it at home. But someone who has actually invested in, putting up a well is way better, because it gets to be sustainable. And therefore, yes, at the end of the day, we need both saving and investment. But wake me up at 1 a.m., I will vote for investment. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Mr. Sankara. Investment is the way to go. And of course, the question is, how much do you have? What have you taken so far? What steps have you taken for you to start the journey of investing? Some of us say that we are still young. I do not know what young means to you, but you guys are old. All of you are old here. Thank you so much. Banyaji, what are the 3 non-negotiable investment principles every young man must master before the age of 30?
Well, like I started off, I am going to share using personal experiences, what I've been able to go through and how I've been able to manage different situations. every, individual, maybe for me, what has pushed me the most is starting out to know exactly what you want. I don't know many, but I know of myself to want something very early and knowing how to get it. When I wanted to be a lawyer in 2010, I'm a bit old, so don't be stressed about it. So when I finished senior 6, during that time there was an economic recession in the US. And so I would spend time watching BBC, CNN, Al Jazeera, and they would host very intelligent economists from the World Bank, from the IMF, and there's so many other bodies to talk about the investments in the US, how the economy is crashing. Those that were old enough, that is when Obama was campaigning to be US president. So I was inquisitive to know how is it that a person can manage the parameters and the dynamics within an economy. So I set out to be an economist because I wanted to know how does a nation manage its own economy. So I started out by knowing what I want. So that's one of the elements that I feel young people below 30 must have. Knowing exactly what you want. How are you able to go after what you want? During that time, I wanted to be, after I finished my economics degree, I wanted to be a lawyer too, because I felt knowledge of law, and being a lawyer was having myself very grounded and holy as a person. So every year, I would write in my diary, this year I'm going back to law school. I wrote, I'm going back to law school from 2013 up to 2021 when I went back to law school. I almost wanted to carry my old diary. Every year's resolution, I would write, I'm going back to law school. So I knew exactly what I wanted. When I was starting out all these businesses that I do, it was never accidental. I knew exactly what I was doing and what I wanted. Did I have all the resources that I needed? Absolutely no. Did I have the end in mind? Yes, I did. I knew that eventually I might need, let me give you an example. When I was starting out to be a broker in about 2016, I knew that I didn't need money to know where houses are. I knew that I didn't need money to know where land is. I didn't need any kind of money to have knowledge, to have information. So the most important element that first a young person must know, they must know what they want. Secondly, they must be able to be willing to obtain information. When you don't have knowledge, when you don't have information, it's going to cost you a bit higher. The decisions you're going to make are going to be a bit more costly if you don't have knowledge. And so I moved out to acquire that knowledge. How? I associated myself with people that do exactly what I envisioned myself to do. If it was being a broker, the best broker in town, I made sure that I associated myself with brokers that were top-notch, those that had succeeded in the field. So I searched where do these people spend most of their time. So I knew where brokers in Barra would be. So I would spend time. That time, I had no job per se, all right? I had no source of income, but I knew that what I had now was to apply my brain to situations. So I would go be in gatherings, places where these people that I wanted to be like them frequented. So in those locations, someone is going to give you information that you've not paid for. Someone is going to tell you, For example, during the time when I entered, Father, the rich gentleman here, had vast land that he was selling. And so I had gotten that information that Father was selling some land at the bypass. So I needed who can connect me to this man so that I'm able to get customers to buy this land. So I made contact with brokers, serious brokers in town, and because I was educated, my way of doing things was a bit more organized. So would have an opportunity to meet people that are selling their property, have a good negotiation, learn about the pricing, the target market, and all that. So I was able to sharpen my tools without needing a lot of money for starters. So after that, I established myself as a broker that knew where land is, where property is. I can connect a seller to a buyer. In 2019, I'm going to answer that question so that the story will be able to bring out some of those traits. In 2018, LDC is established in Mbara. When LDC came, I stayed in Chamgorani. So people would knock at my gate. So I wondered, why do people constantly knock at my gate? So I moved out and I found a gentleman. He told me, I'm a lawyer, we are looking for accommodation. I combed Chamgoran on my feet. I combed Andrews, Surveyor, and the surrounding areas. I knew all the houses. I knew who was selling land. I knew who was having property and they wanted to rent. I reached out to all landlords and had literally an informal MOU with all of them. So would agree, if I bring you a client, how much commission are you going to give me? Majority of the landlords, first of all, the houses were empty because the concentration of persons that wanted to resign in Chamgorani were very few. So I found landlords that were renting 2-bedroomed houses at 300K. Single rooms were like 100,000. So after knowing that this is what the landlords were pricing their property, I advised them, you know, this house you can put tiles, you can make it self-contained and put it at 500,000. You can make this presentable and you'll have people take it up. I took pictures of all houses in Chamgorani, Andrews, and the areas around LDC. I was the only broker in 2018 around that place. This is what happened. A client would call me from Kampala. They had never been to Mbara, and they wanted a house. And so I would charge 100,000 per person, and the landlords would give me based on how much I've been able to make for them. Some would pay me in percentage, some would give me a lump sum. So on a daily, and I'm saying this before God, there's nothing to prove about, and the landlord would give me like 300K. So I would make like 500,000
from one person,
from just one transaction.
Yeah. Mm.
So I made all this money. Guys, I would make a lot of money and I would be shocked. So these students didn't have furniture, they didn't have anything, all right? And so I say to myself, this is an opportunity God has given me. I'm able to get houses for students. But the most important character I also want the listener to know, integrity, all right? I would take pictures of houses, send them to clients in Kampala. Someone sends you 2 million shillings to bank for them to give to the landlords. I never ate any of these people's money. I was honest. I had integrity. People had never met me. They had never seen me. They would believe what I would share with them and the word. And because of the value of education, you're able to use WhatsApp. You're able to share information. and, guide, that. And I made that money. And I would give after sales service, after paying, I would take pictures of the receipt, send to clients in Kampala. Then I would ask them, do you have furniture? Do you have furniture? They're like, no, we have not been to Mbara. I don't have furniture. So by then, I had made contact with people that do furniture in Makansing. So after getting about 15 million during the money that I had made, I invested that money in furniture. So I learned how much timber I needed. I got boys. I told them, do you know how to make a bed? And I got young boys. So we're able to make beds. I remember that time I would make a bed. It would cost me about 180, 170. Then I would sell it 200,000. And I would transport it. I would tell the students I would transport it for you. So I would incur 5,000 for transport. And then I would make a cut of 20 to 25,000.
Yes.
Now I sold so many beds, so many reading tables and chairs, all right? And all this is diligence. I didn't have money, but the ability to scan around where you are and look at the problems that you can solve, all right? It was a metamorphosis of sorts. So all the businesses I started since then, since 2018, were only a repercussion of each one of them, all right? From being a land broker, I have made my money, all right? I have invested that money in furniture. I have now established, I have learned the dynamics, I've learned all that. The traits, the individual characteristics that a person must be able to learn, knowing what you want. I honestly knew what I wanted at that point. Sankara interviewed me, are they 5 years? And I told Sankara I wanted to be the richest man in Western Uganda. I knew exactly what I wanted. It has never changed. I knew I wanted prosperity so bad. I knew without a shadow of doubt. I would close my eyes and see exactly what I wanted to be. The power of imagination. I don't know whether all of us in this room, when you close your eyes, what do you see? Me, when I close my eyes, I see great things. God blessed me with that ability.
Someone will tell you when they close their eyes, they sleep.
No.
Yes.
You must be able, because I have learned, I am 35 years, and the 35 years that I've been around, I have learned that all that we need in life is between our ears. Apply your brain. Apply your brain, build character.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you so much, Wesige. Please appreciate him. Yes, thank you. That was, by the way, I'm also learning. Don't see me here and feel I'm just asking. I'm also learning, and I'll go back to watch what I've been saying. So, Mr. Goodman, you still say that you failed so much. I will still base on that. We see very many youth. Most of us in this room, all those that are watching and following online, have failed. Some of us start borders. Some of us start not side hustles per se, but the only option that we have survive but fail. Others start saloons and fail. We have seen chapati stalls, small businesses, and we have failed. We have not sustained them. What could we be doing wrong that is leading to the failure of those businesses?
Okay, thank you. I think the youth must be having plan B, or they are not consistent. Let me tell you, young men, at least now here I think, Kabulus, I'm not so old, but at least I'm the oldest here. I think so. Among the youth, okay? If you have plan B, be sure A is done. In life, don't move with two plans. Actually, the economy has changed that you have to think just like the economy is now. Many people have many plans, they will not concentrate on one. You have a chapati stall somewhere, some other guy starts there, already your mind is, I've already failed. This guy is doing it better. What if you manage that competition and you create your own recipe and you challenge him and you stay with your stall? But because somebody has brought a chapati, is making some chapatis there, your mind is already corrupted. I'm not going to manage this competition or happy. The way this man's chapati is brown, I'm not going to manage it. What if it is just brown but not sweet? What can you add in your own chapati so that you beat him? The youth, for me, I'm a pure. You people, you don't want to be consistent whether you fail or not. Let me tell you, I bought my border borders. I have border borders, you people. I'm sure some of you have come on those border borders. If I'm not mistaken. They stole my 2 border borders. I bought one from TK. Do you know TK? TK is my guy now. I bought the second one. Accidentally, I gave them to one guy who was a thief. The guy steals the border borders, but he could not manage because I had installed the tracker. Now you people, some of you will buy expensive things and fail cheap things that maintain those big things you have. Imagine you have a carpentry, something like that, workshop. You have your 20 million there, but you have failed to install a camera of 300,000, solar camera, Bakuibi. Young people want to earn a lot, but they don't want to create ladders and supporters for their businesses. They stole my 2 bikes. I got them. I would have said, this is the wrong business. There's some part of Kampala, actually, I don't even know it. In Tebe Road, that side, that's where the boy put everything and he even removed the trackers. Do you remember when, this bridge, when it collapsed? No. Katonga, yes. That's where the man threw the trackers. But he removed them from town. So we went to where he removed them. We found a garage, all of them in prison. Now they started, I am the one who removed. The man told me, now we tracked the phones and we go to the bikes. I would have said to hell with border borders. I had 2. I will not tell you how many now I have. Be consistent. This man, I like Bruce because he loves the cameras and Myers. Actually, I like Myers more than Bruce because Myers likes cameras. I've never seen somebody who likes a camera like Myers. Some of these cameras are so expensive. You lose one, it's the wrong business. If I invested all my money in a camera, now let me try something else. Whatever you are going to try, there's something else you are going to try. Some other person has ever failed in it. Stay consistent to what you are doing. I saw Chef Josh here. Do you know how many people have criticized Chef Josh? What if he left that business? The youth Bambi, stay in what you are doing. Perfect it and perfect it and perfect it until you beat many people around you. I do farming. Have you ever lost chicken? Okay, you stay there in your salamba because you fear birds dying. My birds have ever died. So, can't I die? Can't you die? Your life itself is actually a threat. Yourself, you are a risk. Who is not a risk here? Who did not take a shower in the morning? My friend, now, we would be telling people to open the windows. If your life itself is a risk, why do you fear taking risks? I even get angry, but I'm not angry with you, but I know what you are doing. But as I end, I'm sorry, my son, now. Now, you asked the question, but I think I wish you had asked me. The rich save and invest. The poor think they will start saving. Who has promised himself to start saving and he hasn't started? Who has not promised himself? If you have not promised yourself that you are going to start saving now this time around that you got this job, you put your hand up. If you have never promised yourself that you will start saving, so that is the sign of the poor. The rich save and invest, but the poor always promise themselves, we shall start tomorrow. Now this 500, let me now use it. As long as there is coming, some other money is coming, the other money comes, 1 million gone. No, now you see, now that I'm now in cruise, I'm now going to start saving. They give you 1 million, but let me tell you, we are going with Bruce to Vundibujo. We want to go for Ontari League, Budoni and Nanka, Mbugoga, what? You dance, you finish it. After all, now there is another salary. Salary comes, the poor always think they will start saving. Hello? Azamuka kwat. If I'm on YouTube, but it's okay. I want to tell you boys and girls here. Stop. In Runyankore, we say, Ninza kutandika, taratandikira. You don't know that even a kaboda kafutira hands, you go to the hospital, the money you have, start where you are, right there. I am not this farmer you people think about. Now, when I started farming, I started with the animals that I didn't grow seeing. I said, let me start with pigs. Lockdown, I had 300 pigs. Can you imagine? Hassan Kanya and pigs. I didn't eat a pig. I didn't know where a pig was. But I said, let me do a business which people fear doing. So my clansmen will not do it. By the time they get to know, I already have millions in pigs. Lockdown is actually in God. It took, I sold my pigs. That's when this Jaggies was on fire. Huh? I didn't know that even during lockdown, people wanted the demand for pigs was and pork.
No pork, not
pork.
pigs.
Pork was too much. Okay.
It looks ugly when you say pork.
Maybe I sold all my pigs, but I did not sell the science I mastered in pigs. Stay consistent, and if you want to become a different person, do different things. Now, when I sat here, I thought you thought maybe this farmer who has very many cows, 100 cows. I have only, even the other day I sold 2, I now have 6 over. Hey, stop having very many things that don't earn you anything. Hey. Yes. Let me sample only 2 people. There is a lady who is talking to Myers. If it's okay, you could stand up. This is our class, whether you want it or not. That lady who is talking, yes. You come with your phone, and some 2 confident boys who are not vacists. You stand. If you know you are very confident and you trust yourself, you stand up. 2 boys, 2 men. But if you must make sure you're not a vacist, you come with your phones. All your phones. As I finish, we shall talk. Be fast, we don't have time. Kanito Manya. By the way, I forgot to tell you, for me, I went to the only school in the whole world.
Second to the one school.
That school. Could you assist me with your phone? And yours? Okay. Okay? Okay? How much is your phone? Did you know it's okay? Urukwenda kwega naza kuchera hati. How much is your phone? 400. Tora Bruce. You add for us. How much is your phone? 250. Tora. How much is your phone? 800. Okay. Which business do you do? No, we are okay, okay? If you want to, if nyomungambe ni shora kutumana nyonyi nebizo byanja here. Hey. For me, I want us to be a bit, it should be an interactive thing, eh? Hey, I don't want to come here and be a motivational speaker and say, Gamba Benji, which business do you do?
I'm a student.
Very good. You clap for him. He's a student. He holds the 800 in his hands. You get. What do you do?
I'm a student and a recording artist.
But have you started recording or you are still a student?
I'm recording.
How much do you earn a month? Estimate. Be sincere to yourself. It's life.
It's not constant.
It's not. Let's assume this month he's not going to earn. He's a student. 250. Yeah, when you mistake to gambere bia akana kanje manyak. You hold you. How much? You said yours is 400. What do you do?
I'm a student.
You are a student. Okay. You give them the phone. Now, who of us cannot manage 500 as startup capital? Let me sing for you a song. Kavaniza Aishomero. Do you know that song? For you, now this is enough to show you that we are actually rich, but we start with what we should have ended with, and that's how we are doing. Don't blame me for bringing you here. You actually represent what they are. Now, let me put myself here. Don't go. My azish. You run very fast. I'm ending. But we must tell these people that we are not going to sit here. Is it that people will always be here. Have you heard that one in town? These are the people. And me and you people. If I can get 500 for, you are holding 800 in your hands. Actually, that phone is not 800. It is 2 million. Do you know how much data he uses? Do you know how much airtime he uses? No, I'm not blaming you, by the way. I'm telling these people, actually, you went out and When did you buy this phone? Nani Bruce, you hold it. When did you buy it? When did we get this phone? As a whole, when did we? As I'm mastering, some of the things are good. I am asking these two people, when we bought this phone, not when I bought. When did we buy it? I even don't know how to use it. Last month. I had this Infinix. For me, I have only held Infinix phones. The first one, I carry Infinix. I even took it to town, but I'm going to spare 8 years. Now this one, I don't know how long it has taken. I'm not saying I am saying get what you want when it is time for it to get there. You are going to stress yourself. Now, what if this iPhone had an iPhone? What if?
15 Pro Max.
Pro Max. I don't know how to use it. But I got it because I saw Tomayas when he comes at the farm to take these things, it would help him. Let me tell you, when it's time for everything, you will do it. So every one of you can afford emitwara atano. Okay, Mwiroko. Who is selling anything? Who has come with anything to sell? Now, remember, startup. Who has anything to sell? Right now. Chiret. That is if it is not for auctioning. You bring it if you are sure that it is your product and you came here with it to sell it. So I want to tell you, when he was talking, I need 2 beds. I need 2 beds. I have 2 empty rooms. I've been finding it hard to buy those 2 beds because we didn't want visitors who are still hustling. Now, when he says he has a furniture, something here in town, now I'm going with him to make sure. I don't know which types of bed, but I want good ones. But we can negotiate, and he does the good ones. And atansera because he agambaje kakapita kakubati iremu, we shall negotiate. So now, I am going with this man as a must. I want to assure you that those who are friends to him, he will tell you, I bought 2 beds from him. He has what to sell. What do you have before you clap? A lotto, I've been telling him, for me, I don't know how to put on. Actually, people, I don't understand. Even when he gives me good things, so it is a hassle. But a lotto has what? To sell. Bruce is already selling. I saw that man creative, and I know go K and C are all here, I think. Cleaners, they have what to sell. If you have fruits like he was telling you, I will not die without buying a popcorn machine. It will not happen. Because a popcorn machine. You get somebody, let me just put it here. You use free electricity, the person earns 5,000, you stay in your shop, you go to negatives. It's not how much, too much you put in. It's how much little you put in and you get something small. Plan B, tuasharamu tujikorechi, tujishazim, and stay consistent. Joshi, you have hustled with that thing, but we like your things. There is a friend of mine who likes chicken and rice. Hata when you talk gambra, Josh ngwankole lunch today. Josh, what can I eat over? Chicken and rice today. So that Josh is here, I've given an order. Josh is going to earn when you are surrounding him. Koraka tukache mwana wa fruits and earn from those fruits. Stay consistent. You will get where you want. Being rich is not getting too much. It is changing your mind. Hata nienda kubomo gig. You start saving mpora. You hustle mpora. You risk mpora until you get people who are rich. Hata nkanya mazimagara hangale mazima I am rich. I don't have a lot of money, but my mind and this man, when he was talking, this man is rich. Because already his mind is changed. Then, are you barokore? This man likes people who are good, save this. I thought I would come here. Let's start. Let me tell you, why do you allow sons of those people who don't know God to bring food to your table? Why don't you work and feed the entire world? If I now came here bragging and now showing my phone, now doing this, that is the problem. But if you get money and you do what is right, God will bless the work of your hand. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much, good man, for that, to Ashemir. Lastly, the question that goes to Mugela. We have one round to finish. Our time is fast spent. At what point should a young man, Bruce, at what point should a young man quit his job and go full-time into business? Or is that suicidal, like in Uganda today?
Okay, thank you very much. First of all, I want us to give another round of applause for this brother of mine.
Let me hope you don't want lunch from him.
Pardon?
Let me hope you're not looking for lunch from him.
No.
That's good.
Actually, Chef Josh, I think I'll clear his bill today. Yes. I think these are the healthy conversations that we need for this kind of setup. I think the challenge that we have nowadays is we have conversations that are not practical enough for a person who attends such conversations to go back saying, from this particular liver dream, I have picked this and this. Because the challenge also that I have seen, we find ourselves in places. When I came, I told Aloto, I have also come to learn. The challenge is when we come, we have our own personal experiences that we put across as standards. But that's why I love the panel that is picked here. Because in what I've been hearing from each and every one of them, anyone who is conversant can hear the things that have made them who they are. So to me, it's not even the business of the chicken which he does. Sometimes it's him knowing the chicken have died, but still I'm going to maintain my vision of keeping chicken. So if I get that principle, because again we are talking about principles of investment and business, if I get that principle of resilience, and I get that principle and I put it in my business of doing tailoring, tomorrow if I lose a big gig, I won't say, I can no longer do tailoring anymore because there is no money, I have lost. Interestingly, when you asked him a question, how much has he lost? Interestingly, a few days ago, I had asked him before how much he lost. I asked him, what's the biggest amount he has ever lost? He told me 10 million. And he asked me the same. I also told him, the biggest I've lost was 9 million. And the amount that I lost opened my eyes to the whole business that I started because I lost that money. What you get? Okay, I lost the money in import. It was my first experience importing something, and I lost 9 million just like that. All of it gone. But today, I import things. It was my first experience. I lost that money, but I now import things because of that experience. So when I learned the principle of resilience, when I learned the principle, like he was talking about, I do the research, I understand what is the challenge of this business and how can I go about it? How can I deal with this challenge? I love the example he also gave. I will refer a lot to what he said. When you look at everyone here, there is so much money in this room, so much. Recently, my eyes were opened up to an experience that if a person, among the questions was, who here does not have startup capital of 500,000? No one. So everyone has the ability to have startup capital of 500,000. I want to say that even that 500,000 is a lot. A person with 100,000, even 50,000, has already enough startup capital. You have just heard he was looking for beds. Some of you, or he's looking for clothes, a nice shoe, a nice trouser. If you came to him and you said, good man, I have a very nice shirt for you here. I am selling it at 100,000. I see that when you put on this particular shirt, you will be very smart. I think I will love the way you put on. Konkeri izoba wijoryo mchijacket mwen chija chona chachiriao. And then you come and sell to him the idea. You sell one shirt to him at 100,000. You get a profit of, let's say, Aloto. How much is a shirt at Aloto Exclusive? As I conclude, 80,000. If you come to him and you sell to him, I have a very nice shirt for you, 150,000. If you put it on, I'm sure you'll be on point. You sell him 2 shirts, you have made a profit of 70,000. If you identify 10 people in this room who need the same shirts or a trouser, 10 times 7 is how much? 700,000. And you're crying you only earn 500,000 at your workplace. Now, to answer the question before the time gets me, I personally have media business, yes, creative media. We deal in photography, videography, live stream. But I also work at Intare School as their public relations officer. And I also do communications work, among many things. I would not advise any person who has not fully discovered themselves in the business world to quit their job for them to go full throttle in their business. Because that job you're getting is earning you some money that can help you boost your business at a point where it has not yet stabilized. Thank you.
Thank you so much. As you add in just a second, I will allow Amugela to step this side and organize for the next presentation. Okay. Yes, prepare with Myers for the next presentation. Thank you so much. I'll get back to you.
Before Sankara, he was asked a question that I want to contribute to. About, you talked about when does a person make the determination to quit their job and go full blast into side hustle, what would have been their side hustle. About 2 weeks ago, I went to check on my mother. My mother stays in Masaka. So I went to a bank called Absa. Now, the manager of that bank, we studied together in the bank. We started literally, we were given appointment letters on the same day. In 2013, 2014, that's about 11, 12 years. He's been in the bank. We entered as relationship officers. He's now the branch manager. I asked him, what's your salary? Because there was always that confusion between, can I stick to my former job for security purposes, business is too risky, or what do I do? Do I just jump ship and go to business because I want to make the money? We had a good conversation, but eventually, this is what I want to share with you. You see, this business thing has an element of a calling. You see, if he wants to buy beds from me, and I'm going to be very honest, the excitement for me, it's not the profit. It is the ability to solve a problem. If he comes to me and takes my bed, means he had a problem of not having a bed. I have solved the problem. I've solved the problem. Whether there is a cut for me or not, my satisfaction should be the ability to solve a problem. Now, if I told you in a formal job, and you feel that's where your calling is, all right? You see, life is more than just the money. Let me tell you, I have had some little money for the last, since 2018, I've been financially stable. I have seen at least 20, 30, 40 million on my account. I think not so bad. I've been able to do transactions that are 30, 40, 50 million. And I can share with you, at least based on the knowledge that I have. Money is a good thing, but service above money is the ultimate. It should be able to give you bigger satisfaction. So if you're thinking of whether to stick to your formal job or go for side hustle fully, that must be answered but by exactly what you want. All right? What is it that you want? If you want to make sure that you grow a business, you're not going to grow a business under someone's business.
Thank you.
But if at all you want to serve in a company, be it CEO eventually, all right, then stick in there. Both worlds can serve you good for as long as they meet your objective in the end, in the general scheme of doing things, all right? For me, that's what I think.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Now, we have 2 last shots to take before we let in online guest to speak to us for a few minutes. Sankara, should a young man take a bank loan to invest?
Thank you. I also want to begin on a good note to thank Comrade Goodman. I think the message she tailored around no plan B is a good one. It should be our take home because it answers almost every other questions that we've had, including the previous one, the job versus, you running a side hustle or anything. I personally, for instance, any other job, for instance, I must take on, must be building onto the dream that I have for Creative Campus. Even taking on Innovation Village, for instance, job, is to see them as partners. And indeed, a year later, we signed a partnership deal, gave us, targets to canvas the regions, but at least there is that. They will host you, they will do, and so it's about that. He knows my first job with Cruise FM was to drop them in the morning and pick them. Today we are partners. So it's really about having one plan. This is what I'm building on. Even this, when you see when you have his mindset that he talked about, even when a job comes on board, you look at it as part of a missing kind of piece that builds the other one. Huh? So it's just like that. Now, to use 1 minute to answer the question, do I take a loan to start? Well, the easiest or quickest answer is actually no. Most comfortable loans are taken to scale. You have ready buyers. He knows he wants 2 beds. And we've seen Goodman as indeed a good man. Well, if he now says, well, Goodman needs 2 beds, but I may need 700K to put them together, it's a good decision to take a loan because he's convinced he's about to be able to turn it to, some money. So the biggest question then comes back to there are several ways of actually, kind of starting, not necessarily, with a loan. There's a concept they call OPM, in simple terms, other people's money. And of course, yes, loans fall under that, but also, what can I be able to start with so that even when I ever have to consider getting a loan, it is only for, scaling purposes. At the university here, and I was 25 years, 4 years ago. And slightly before that, before I entered into this history, he talked about trackers. In Mbarara, there were not many really companies doing that. And while at the university, I only identify a company in Kampala and say, can I look for gigs here? And whenever I get a good man that needs to install into his bikes, I will only need to tell you to send me the trackers on bus. Got a mechanic that would be able to do that and started, moving around. I installed a number of cars here, got deals from Fresh Solar and another companies that were looking for, these tracking systems. Of course, the margins would be, I don't know how much they charge him, but we used to charge 350, 400. Yet actually you're getting it at just 120K from Kampala. But because it's a tech that you need to explain to people, you have not invested anyway. All you have done is, be able to convince Goodman that actually I can secure your bike. And all you have to do is, again, honesty that he talked about. So because I understand when we answer the question of not a loan, then we need to have an option for them. So not every other business has started with a loan. I can be able to start with other people's money, depending on how you have calculated. But on a good day, a thought crosses your mind, you want to take a loan, please be sure that it is actually for, business. Yes, growth, scaling, and the likes.
Thank you. Thank you so much, friends, gentlemen that have been with us. I want to be very clear with Bruce, if at all we are set for the next. Now, I want to invite Goodman in just 1 minute as Andrew gets ready. In just 1 minute, as you conclude, is it wise as young men to invest in friends' business ideas?
Not your calling.
Yes, I have found Alan doing some business. Alan, can I add up something such that you sell, I can sell with you, then we share profit? Is it wise to invest in a friend's business idea?
Now that one, it's up to how you see it. But to me, I don't think it would be wise. It wouldn't be wise. Those partnerships have failed. In most cases, people have different callings. My calling is to invest in a lot, even if I get little profit, but I first be consistent and I earn later. My friend's calling is to start seeing profit. Do you think we are going to move together? My mind tells me, let me first work. Maybe I make my work good, I will earn later. Let me give the service, let me try, let me build my business. I will start enjoying profits later. Now this other person, yes, he's a good man, very good, but he thinks over the weekend, the profit we made, have you heard that talk? See where you get this profit. Hey, this man, no. You want to buy another camera when we have this one? We don't. The life is boring. Our friends have gone. Do you have those friends? Yes. Are those friends in the room?
Yes.
Hey, the man says yes now. Now, for me, I bought a bike and I convinced somebody to come. He bought. He and they are man and a woman. They bought a bike. I was managing it for them. 2 months, they called me. Why don't you sort us out so that now for you are used, you can manage. For us, we have issues, we have had the challenge, our child is not. Now, where do people are paying me 80,000 per week. You want 3 million. Meaning that I should go to the account, I get my money, as long as we sit and talk and maybe I show you what to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, friends. I want to thank you so much for accepting to be here. I want to thank Goodman, Wesige, and Sankara, plus Bruce in the background. Thank you so much for accepting the call to be here. I think this has been part of the hunger that Mbara and the West have had, hearing from such brains. And indeed, I believe that we are going to have a good trend going forward. Shall you give them a round of applause as they take back their seats? Thank you. Thank you so much for your interesting time. Thank you. Thank you. Yes, Myers, I want to believe that you're ready. We are yet to have our breakfast in explanation. But before that, one of our speakers are online, so he wants to use 20 to 25 minutes. I would beg that we listen. If at all he's ready, I would welcome him to take on from now.
Mr. Andrew, you can now, you have the floor.
Myers, are we set to go? As we get set, allow me to invite our panel discussants, and they take a very good group photo. And our speaker.
I believe that you're
Check
ready.
1, 2. Is
We are
the
yet
sound right?
to have our breakfast in explanation. But before that, one of our speakers are online, so he wants to use 20 to 25 minutes. I would beg that we listen. If at all he's ready, I would.
The link
now.
is a few minutes behind.
All right. Morning, gentlemen. Can you hear me? Bruce, is this sound right?
one of our wants to use 20.
Can you hear me? Bruce, can you hear me? Myers, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, please, we can hear you now.
Okay. I'm ready when you're ready.
Yes, right now everybody is here waiting for you. The microphone is yours. Kindly speak to the gentleman.
Good morning, gentlemen. It is, I think it's like 13 minutes to noon today. My name is Andrew Chamagira. I should have been there, but by God's grace, I happen to be out of the country, but I still believe in the men's conversation. First of all, I want to request that we all clap for Elder Herbert, who is in there. Let's clap for Elder Herbert, comrades. Let's clap for Elder Herbert in there. Elder Herbert is such a remarkable man that has guided the youth, especially the men. On that front, I want to appreciate Adonai for organizing this. The last time I came in Mbarara, we were at Bishop Stewart University, and we had a conversation. I am not shocked to see a lot more people in there, like Aloto, who is a great designer. I love good clothes. And the last time we had this breakfast at Ahaka, again, I met this gentleman, and his dream is quite very big. I remember sharing with him the social media aspect. He cannot supply only Mbarara and the neighboring areas. He has to spill over to Rwanda and Congo and the neighboring countries. In that room, there is a colleague of mine who is representing Mankev UG, so I lead Mankev UG, and we are a global platform that speaks to men. We meet every Saturday. I love to thank the speakers. Two people took my attention. One is Goodman. Goodman is speaking what we call reality. And many of you may not be quite very cognizant with reality, and you hate these conversations. You are expecting maybe people to come and tell you, oh, you can get investment when you put it in this. No. They're what we call the cornerstones of wealth. And investment is a core platform. I, for one, I believe in investment, and our country has a shortage that most of us have been told to save, but we don't know what to invest in. There are many people in there. By show of hands, how many of you have more than Ugandan shilling on your account? By show of hands, how many of you have more than 1 million shillings on your bank account? By show of hands. 1 million when it's on your account. By show of hands. I can see you guys. The cameras are rolling, so I can see you. By show of hands, if you have 1 million Ugandan shilling on your account, just raise up your hand. It's okay. Now, when you see that, it tells you of what we are. I want to tell you a story. And I'm going to speak to the four, I call them the altars of wealth. My colleague in there, Mwalim, who happens to host with me these spaces, will be in position either to share this document later or so. Thank you so much. Those with the 1 million, I've seen you here. I have a bit of a delay. I am in Oceania continent, so it's a little late. But we are going to move together. There are 4 altars of wealth creation. And I want to challenge you that don't mistake income for increase, and don't mistake activity for advancement. Now, men who are knowledgeable and those who are seeking knowledge, they know how this goes around. And I'll be sharing these 4 pillars. 1, the altar of understanding. Comrades, write this down. If you came for this meeting and you don't have anywhere to write, shame upon you, because men who don't keep data can easily forget their heritage. 1 is the altar of understanding. Before you handle gold, you must first handle growth. Before you handle gold, you must first handle growth. So the archetype of that then is the priest. A priest is a man who seeks wisdom every day in your house. How many of you have a life plan for 20 years from today? By show of hands. You have a plan for 20 years of your life? By show of hands. And how many of you have read Uganda's NDP 4? By show of hands. Where Uganda is going, the vision of Uganda, by show of hands. If you've read that document, just raise up your hand. Comrades, here we are to change our lives. We are putting government on pressure to give us where it's going, but we don't have a document to guide ourselves, Kwanzaa. You don't even have clarity of what your 10 years look like. You wake up every morning and you wear your pants and you walk around. You're not a man, you're a boy. Because you're not rooting for wisdom. Let me apply what you don't first understand. Most men pray for money, and when God is asking for more management, you keep asking for money. Someone said has 1 million Ugandan shilling on their account. But we understand every month, when the month goes, the bank takes off some management fees and the likes. And we are here for investment. I want to remind you, as men, we cannot dominate an economy whose language we don't speak. That is a fact. And oftentimes, your brain is wired to scare you of what is coming. And that's how it works. And that is why you're scrolling on your phone instead of making notes that are going to change your life. Your brain is telling you, that is not mine. Because it's part of us. I want you to write something called the Faith Finance Bridge. Write that down. Faith Finance Bridge. The Faith Finance Bridge. Every month, before you ask for a raise at whatever place of work you go to, I want you to read your own financial statements, like you're reading a Bible or you're reading a Quran. Now, that is your book of numbers, literally. It is very practical. And the practical capital in that is what we call the intellectual capital. Invest first in what you know. Man, I struggle oftentimes to share with some people who sometimes may not be in position to understand how deep this goes. But I'll be very happy to share with you that until when you make a decision and you say that this is what I'm going to be, nothing is going to change. That is a fact I want you to embrace. That is something you're going to fight for ages, you're going to fight for years, but it's going to happen regardless. The altar of understanding. How much time do you invest in finding knowledge and wisdom? How many books have you read ever since the year began? Not just for fun, but to challenge your mind, because your brain is like an ATM or a bank. When you've not deposited, you can't withdraw. Now, I want you to write down this question for yourself. Maybe later you reflect on it and ask yourself, have I built my financial life on a revelation or repetition? Goodman said he does not believe in side hustles. I realize that there are a couple of men who think like me. I don't believe in side hustles. It is this gig or nothing else. I'm going to give in my all, my time, my wits, my understanding. This one thing I'm going to master. You can do side hustling a bit later. And ask yourself a question. Do I understand where my money sleeps? Or do I just trust what sounds intelligent? When people come and tell you, oh, now it is cryptocurrencies, and then you jump for that. If you don't have an altar of understanding, you're going to lose money. So you're the priest of your home. You're the priest of your house. Your wisdom is your first wealth. I want you to write this down as well. Your account or your assets are directly proportional to how much you know. It is painful. Your assets and your account or your worth in terms of wealth is directly proportional to how much you know. When we gather in rooms like this, I liked it when Innocent said that iron sharpens iron. Who sharpens you? As a man, who is in your crisis group? A group you call when times are hard. A group you call when you're in prison. A group you call when they take you to police. Who is in that group? Because in the age of social media, everyone seems to be knowledgeable and understanding. But who is actually taking action on what must be done? Those are questions I want you to post and ponder about, comrades. The second altar is multiplication. As a man, you must learn to jump from maintenance to management. Some of you are just maintaining your money. Others are just maintaining some little bit of resources. You're not managing. But as men, we are builders. Now, builders design systems, not monuments. I liked it when Goodman was showing the
recording
phone.
in progress.
The phone in that aspect is a monument. It's not an asset. It's not a system. Comrades, I'll tell you this, and I'll be very honest with you, that what you mismanage, you lose. If your business collapses when you rest, you didn't build a business, you built a bondage. And multiplication, okukubisamu, it is not about working harder, it's about working through structures. That is something we need to learn as men. We need to challenge ourselves to the spectrum of thinking to that level. So you need to stop being an employee of your own idea, and you start to build systems that sell, teams that think, and processes that profit. If you've not done that, you're not making anything. That is reality. And it's very absurd that it falls on us as Africans. So I want you to ask yourself that if you disappeared for 3 months, just 3 months, would your business survive or would it collapse? Now, if the answer is yes, congratulations, you have systems. And if the answer is no, you have no structures. And as such, you don't know the art of multiplication. If your hand can give you, let me say 5 million as an earning, how about you employed 7 more people? How much money will you be earning? Think about it. So are you addicted to being needed, or are you building something that no longer needs you? I am not in the country. I traveled. I'm in China. I'm studying diplomacy. But my team still runs things even when I'm not, because I believe in structures. So as a man, do you have a system that takes you from maintenance to management? Let's just think about that. And if life in one way or the other did something the wrong way, and you got an accident, can you sustain yourself for 6 months when you're bedridden? As a man, I want us to be very, very blunt with each other here, because sometimes when we meet for these men conversations, we tend to be a little condescending. But I'll tell you what, builders don't worship. They just engineer the harvest and how it's going to look like. And the third altar is when purpose marries profit. Please write that down. When purpose marries profit. Now that's the warrior in you as a man. You fight for what aligns with destiny. You don't go for Nyash because it is amazing. No. Nyash is short term. Beauty is limited. To an age of 25 years, a woman is no longer beautiful. What aligns with your destiny? Among your friends, who aligns with your destiny? It is very possible, by the way, to be successful, but you stay suffocated. Now, what you don't, when what you do does not align with who you are, profit becomes poison. There are people who have never discovered themselves. They don't know who they are. And they are men, but they don't know who they are. If you take away what they studied, if you take away the wives they have, the children they have, the family they come from, and you ask them, who are you? The guy will tell you, now you're being scientific. No. A man who has not found who he is cannot fight the current tides of the world. Every new business idea must pass 3 gates. And I want you to write these down. Maybe it will help you one day, one time. Does it connect to my identity? I am a public speaker. I am paid to speak. But it has to connect with my calling and my identity. And does it contribute to others? Or does it compound beyond me? Everything you do, if it dies with you, you're off the grid. If the woman you love or the girl you love, I know there are some women in this room, they're in the wrong place, but we will excuse them for today. But if the person you're going to marry or someone you love so dearly does not align with what you see in the future, I don't care how beautiful and how strong the families they come from, it's not going to work. You can imagine a man like Goodman. He doesn't have time to be there lovey-dovey, sijui twazamu dinner, twazamu baby shower. Hiyo mambo ni bure. For him, it is what brings the money. And guess what? The generation today, they will say he's not loving. He's not a good man. That is nonsense. So for every spiritual capital you need, you must be purpose-driven as a man. You make decisions from peace, not pressure, but peace. And you say, this is what I'm going to do. Now, this is what I want you to ask yourself again. Is what I am building feeding my soul, or it is just for Masape? I heard Ndugwa, when Ndugwa was introducing himself, he speaks like an activist. And later when he said that he deals in land transaction, I'm like, oh, that's the tone. He's selling something. Every one of you in that room is selling something. But some people don't even have business cards. And when they told you there is this breakfast, no one reached out to Adonai and said, can we be partners? Can I have my logo there? Can I have my banner there? No one thought about that. So what does that mean? You started a business to feed your home. That is an African model of thinking. It's totally wrong. So you must invest in alignment. You must ask yourself, what's your purpose? Because warriors don't fight to be seen. No, they fight for empires. If your purpose does not meet your profit, it doesn't make sense. It's going to strain you, my dear brother. It's going to be very heavy for you. And finally, I want you to start to look at the blueprint beyond you. A king rules with stewardship, not ego. And you men today, we are very egocentric. We want things that are mine. We want things that, you know, that make me feel like a man, a big car, big house. Elder Hubbard built a very big house. But when I visited him, he told me, Chamajiro, I wasted money on this thing now. Because I'm here alone with my wife and these kids are already gone. When you're young, you can't understand what he speaks of because our generation demands for big things. But I want to ask you, and it's a verse that Adonai read, leaving something for your children and your great-grandchildren. Now, you don't have a manifesto for your life for the next 10 years. And you are a man in this room. And you think you're going to sustain. As a man, you ought to invest in your family. Sit down with your team members in your family and tell them what you're chasing as a family. What are your values? What keep you hinged as a family? What are the non-negotiables for you as a family? What are you chasing that even in the event that you pass on, your wife can be in position to send it down to the children? So you need to stop to ask for how much something costs and start to ask for how long will it matter. That is where the power is. I want to tell you the truth that kings don't count your possessions, but they count their principles. And with this, I want to finalize with the 4 dimensions of investment. Please write them down and you reflect on them later. One is the spiritual capital. Your mindset, your habits, your identity. What do you see in your mind? Because your mind, I want you to imagine like a painter, someone who is an artist. Before he draws the picture on the canvas, he has the image already in his mind. So what is in your mind? Some of you just start businesses to have a title, CEO, director, CEO, but you're not doing the work. Your mind possibly does not have habits that meet the mindset. Some of you, after you make 20 millions, you get excited and you start running around every girl from Shema to Kazo to Rashamire and everywhere close to you. Habits and identity. Every man in this room, 2 things are going to define who you are. How strong you stand with your urges. Because your urges will take away your focus. Your urges will inform who is your friend. Your urges will tell you how much you have self-control. The second capital is relational capital. Now this is people. This is trust. These are partnerships. The men in this room, every time you speak, you're asking for how much is this going to cost me? That's what we ask for. Every time I'm going to speak, I charge $5,000. But do I have to charge when I'm going to speak to the breakfast in Imbarara? No, this is a partnership with Adonai because I believe in his direction. And there are men that came before me that made me who I am. Guys, stop competing. Learn to collaborate. Don't leave that room until you have 3 business partners you're going to align with. The third one is intellectual capital. Knowledge, skills, mastery. What are you great at when they just wake you up in the night? How good are you at what you do? That is intellectual capital. And you have to invest in it. Investing in knowledge-seeking habits, knowledge-seeking skills, knowledge-seeking mastery. That's what you have to invest in. And the final one, which everyone was speaking about, is financial capital. Cash flows, assets, and legacy. It's very absurd that all of us were looking at the financial capital, underscoring the first 3 dimensions of investment. Because if you have money, but you don't have relational capital, you pay a lot to get away with things. You don't have interpersonal relation skills. If you don't have intellectual capital, you'll still have the money, but you'll have to pay a lot more money for people to actually do that work for you. So the poor spend and the average man saves, but the wise man multiplies capital. That cannot be stolen. Men, this is not just a conversation from a brother who is very distant. I have lived by these principles my entire life in media and beyond. We are done with being busy. We are done with being emotional investors. Electronics, and you enter. You've not done research. You're not grounded. You don't have mentors in that space. You don't understand the supply chain. You don't understand the taxation, and you lose the money. Please stop worshiping hustle while you're neglecting structure. Build structures, because from today you're going to learn how to multiply. You will design before you desire, and you will invest not just for the gain but for the generation. And I want to challenge all of you in just 2 minutes. Just 2 minutes. I'm going to request that you stand up and you turn to your neighbor and you tell your neighbor what you do and how you can work together as a team. It is a business session. We came for investment. Stand up, turn to your neighbor, tell them what you do and how can you benefit their business. And let's see this happening. It's a business clinic. Aya, twende. We have 2 minutes for that. 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 All right. We can take our seats, gentlemen. We can take our seats. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I could see some gentlemen who are not actually sure of what they can be in position to serve. But it all starts with you knowing yourself. It all starts with you understanding yourself. Never feel intimidated. You're in a space of men. I want to leave you with simple things that I know that make money. And these are my final words. The pillars of wealth and investment are very simple, and I've learned this from the Bible. I read the Bible quite a lot more, and the Quran, and lately I've been introduced to the Torah. The thing is simple. One is agriculture. The Bible says Abraham was one of the richest men. He was wealthy. He had the flocks. He had the camels. He had land. Don't underestimate agriculture. Many of you know that Jesus was born in a manger. And the reason why he was born in a manger, because someone who had built a small hotel, what they call an inn. It was full. So those ones dealing in land and real estate, you're in the right business. Real estate has been here for more than 100 years. And the third one is information. How much do you know and how far are you willing to go? My name is Andrew Chamagira. It has been such an honor to speak to each one of you. It's such an honor to see that you're becoming a man who you're going to become. But the task you have today is to ask yourself a question. Do I know what I want to be in the next 20 years? And what does it look like? Because, comrades, what you've not written down will never come to light. Good afternoon.
Thank you so much, comrade and elder Andrew Chamagelo. Even when you are distant away, you've been able to give us such deep discussion that we can drill on for the next of the journeys that we are to take as young men. We are grateful and nothing we can offer than thanking you so much for your time and opportunity to always share with us here at Live a Dream. Thank you so much and may you have the best time where you are.
All right. Thank you so much. I hope by now we know what I meant when I said that by the end of today we shall all have gained something from here. Yeah? Let me see someone who feels like they are somewhere already. We have all agreed that we have enough capital to start. Yeah? At least starting with the phone. Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Andrew, for number one, not charging us the $5,000 and for always being available. Yeah, so in the interest of time, we are supposed to be out of this place by 1 or latest at 1. We are going to have one of the people that have been overly mentioned today to come and give us, okay, let me use the church word, a testimony or something like that. He's our age. Yeah, now we can say Mr. Andrew is old, Mr. Goodman is old, but we have one of us who is doing a very, very big business. He's into the design. You will see how he's dressed and you will know that he's in this thing. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome Mr. Alan Guma, the CEO Aloto Exclusives.
Thank you all. All protocol observed. I think it's good afternoon. My name is Guma Alan, and I'm the proprietor Aloto Exclusives. I have 3 businesses that I deal in. Real estate. Another business I deal in is I supply uniforms to different schools. I can say that was my first business I've ever ventured and ever invested in. So today I'm really privileged to stand amongst the big men. I'm so happy that Engineer Herbert is around, and I'm so happy that Mr. Andrew is also live with us. And I'm also happy that he still remembers me, because the last time we met, it was really so brief, but he still remembers me very well. So I don't have really a lot to say. I'm not a motivational speaker. I've just started really. I didn't briefly explain what Aloto Exclusives is, for the people who don't know what Aloto Exclusives is. Aloto Exclusives is a business brand, a fashion brand that deals in customization of both male and female attires, especially suits and anything related to gentle wear. So today, all the speakers, they have already talked about how to invest. Me, majorly, I'm going to really give you a story on how I got where I am. And I'm so happy that Mr. Andrew was commenting and giving us information about how to build a system. And I think I'm now partaking. I've started it. It's not yet complete. The structure is not yet complete, but I'm working on creating a system that even if you're not around, can your business still work? You see, when you're starting, the dream is, how can I start a business? Your focus is starting, but later when you get into business, you now learn that it is now different. When you give it more time, you now learn that you don't have to be the slave to the business. Can your business run without you? So, first of all, I'm 25 years old. I'm 25 years old, and if I can give you a brief story of how I started, it is a bit challenging. I lost my mom, I think, when it was 2017, and I was in senior 6. So I had no source of income. I had a sister to take care of, we were born to, but I think God had planned it all. It was a calling from God. I got responsibilities that any other person may not have wanted at that certain age. Originally, I grew up in a single family where it was me and my mom, and she was the breadwinner in everything. She used to provide from school fees to everything, every basic need. It was a humble background. We were not rich, neither were we poor, but we were struggling financially. But one thing I learned from her, she did everything she did to provide for us. And I think she made me the man I am today. But if I could briefly talk about that. So I got that responsibility. I think up to date, it has really opened my eyes. So I now had to think differently, because it wasn't just me. I remember after we buried her, I didn't even cry. The only thing I was thinking of was, now I have a sister. What next? School fees. I had also finished senior 6, I think, by then. So I was now thinking of my examinations, and I was thinking of, after examinations, what next? But you see, me, I usually say it's God who does everything, but you have to start. So the first thing, the first point I can give you, the first principle that has helped me is investing in myself. You have to invest in yourself. As a young man, I invested in myself. What do I mean? My mom had left. She was into the tailoring business, but she had left one machine. It was these singers, those who know singer machines, these old ones that you pedal. She used to work on them doing uniforms. That was the only machine that was there. And I used to look at it. And when I was young, I never used to like tailoring at all. I was like, I can never be a tailor. I can never be a tailor. But God said otherwise. So I looked at that machine. I was like, this machine has educated us from the level we were born at up to this level. I was like, it means if I can just change a little bit of what my mom did, I could probably make this into something big. So I was like, no, but how? I don't know anything. You get? So anything I can really tell anyone who is here, before you venture into any business, invest in learning, knowledge. That was what Mr. Andrew was talking about. What do you know about the vision of Uganda? So the first thing I did, I was like, I can't just be there. I don't have a clue about any business, and then I just go into it. So I was like, let me learn how to sew. So that was my first step I took. So anyone here, you might be into interior design, you might be into whichever business idea you have. What do you know about it? Or you just see a certain personnel is doing business A and you just want to venture into it because he has a car, he looks good, he dresses well, he has money. And you just feel like, I should also do that. So can you know what he's doing? What are the dynamics? Because trust me, in a business, I think Andrew talked about it, where he said there was a point when he was talking about a system where you have to know, you have to invest. I think it is intellectual capital. What he meant here is, what do you know? Can you invest in knowing whatever you're planning on doing? So me, that was the first step I did. I was lucky at that time. I didn't have money at all. There was a guy who taught me for free how to sew, up to date. I still even work with him. You get? So he taught me how to sew. I learned a trouser, I learned a skirt, I learned a shirt. I used to work in Mbara Shopping Market. It's like some very not good looking building. So we used to be there and it used to rain on us. Right? Like right now it's raining, but you have to put like a tent and then it rains, but you have to continue working. So that was the first step I took. I learned. But after learning, I was like, so I used to see, I'm working on a trouser. Everyone does a trouser. A trouser, if I made a trouser, I bought a material and made for my client, I'm earning 10,000 on a trouser because I'm going to buy the material, work on it myself, and 10,000. But 10,000, it means if I want 500,000, I have to make how many trousers? So roughly, if you can do the math, I have to do over 50 trousers. 50 trousers, so I used to do actually 50 trousers, I remember that. 50 trousers because I used to supply uniforms, remember? So I used to cut the costs. So in order to cut the cost, I used to make more trousers so that I cut the cost. I don't give other people to work for me so that I save. So doing 50 trousers, I would leave and get home at around 12 at night. 12 at night, first of all, it's not safe. Someone might give you a good kick. And now, and again, it was very, I used to have that fatigue. So, but I was like, people who make suits, how much money do they make? So I did my research. And I used to see some big guy around, even up to now, he's my good friend called Bright Suits. He's the best. He was the best. So I used to see how he makes his suits. And I'm like, that guy makes suits. Me, I make a trouser. How can I, what is the dynamics? So I did my research and found out suits, you earn more when you make suits because they are hard to make. They're hard to make. So I was like, okay, but I can't right now venture into suits. I'm already dealing in skirts. So I was like, okay, you know what? I have to do what? I have to learn suits. So that was the goal. So after that, later, when I got government scholarship at Kavala University, so my first allowance they gave me, it was 800. So what I did, I saved up. In the holidays, I got a guy who was dealing in suits. I asked how much do you need to teach me? He asked for 1 million. So I deposited and learned suits. But I was learning through the holidays because suits are a bit harder. The suit is a bit harder to make. So I later I learned a suit. So I got my very first client at the university. He was a lecturer, doctor. He's still a doctor. I got my first client. And I did for him to me, right now, I feel like it is not a good suit, but by then it was my suit. It was my dream suit. Even up to now, whenever I meet him, he shows me the suit. So I made my first suit. He paid me very, very well. I was like, okay, so there is business here. So later, that's how I started the foundation. But it all started by learning and knowing on whatever you want to do. So to me, I feel like the foundational, because we're in the principles of business, right? The first principle to me that I used in my line of work was investing in myself, learning, knowledge. Yeah, so then another thing I can briefly say is building a brand. Mr. Andrew asked, do you have a business card? Do any one of you here have a business card? Because before we had an introduction, most of us here are all young, we have started businesses. Do you have a business card? You knew that we are coming here. You would have called Adonia. Adonia, there is a business. Can I put my logo here? So building a brand. A brand is long-term. It's not something you just look at as a short-term. So the difference between a brand and just a business, a brand will live, it is a legacy. You're living a legacy. A business is short-term. I have my aunties I've grown up seeing. For them, they have money. They subula, wholesale. But when you talk to them, I feel like they have money to invest, even to start shopping from like areas like China. But she's always scared. There is some auntie of mine, she's a mentor of me. I always ask her, aunt, I business, I feel, don't put your money. So before I started A Lot Exclusives, I traveled and went to Kenya and shopped materials. So when I came back, she told me, what are you doing in Kenya? I told her I went to see what is going on in Kenya. What do they have? What is different? But when I was going there, I was scared. But I remember, before going there, some people they told me, do not go. Those Kenyans steal money. But I was adamant. I was like, no, I'm old enough. I can keep my money. And I'm not going to spend on anything that I don't understand. But I want to go and see what is the difference between Kenya. How do they do their work? What is different in terms of materials? What materials do they use? So I went to Kenya. When I came back, she asked me, why did you go to Kenya? What if something happened? Of course, she was right as a parent to comment, how can you live to Kenya without letting anyone know? But me, the point was to see what is there. That was knowledge. I got knowledge. And I even up to date, I also get materials from there. They know me very well. I have a lot of suppliers there. But that was the first step. So it is a risk. I took a step and went to a particular region I do not know. So business, I talked about building a brand. Building a brand, have a logo, make a system, like as Mr. Andrew said. I'm not really going to say a lot. All the speakers have said a lot. And me, the best thing I can tell you is relationships. Mr. Myers was here telling us, do you know the name of your neighbor? At least before you leave this room, your neighbor, you should have saved your neighbor's contact. And Mr. Andrew said, before you he made us stand up, talk to your neighbor. How can you collaborate with your neighbor? Me, I can tell you all my clients, I get them from my friends. I started with a lecturer. A lecturer has given me clients up to date. All my clients, I get them from my friends. So I can tell you, building a relationship, collaborating with different people, that is gold. You only need that. You only need your friends, really, and networking, really. So I'm not going to say a lot. That is basically what I can tell you. And I would love to thank Mr. Adonia for hosting us and preparing something nice for us. Thank you.
Let us appreciate like we appreciate. Thank you so much, Alan. One of the best brands in Bar. His shop is in Iseview. Yeah. That said, we have very many people that have made this happen. A few businesses are here. A lot of exclusives, of course. The first one there. We have Acacia Boutique Hotel, which is hosting us. Flexi Studios, that's he's one of us, he's called Felix. All the graphics work you have been seeing, Flexi Studios is the one who has been working on it. Novara Collectives International. Mr. Wilbrod, you can stand up. He deals in embroidery, right? Yeah, those, I think if you see some t-shirts around, he deals in embroidery. Creative Digital Media with a K, the people who are sponsoring our live stream. Mr. Sankara was here. We all saw him. Mankev UG, Mr. Andrew Chamagero and Mwalimu. We have Creative Media with a C. You saw Mr. Bruce. They also deal in media, videography and photography. We have Borondwa Mixed Farm. Yeah, Mr. Goodman. Those of you who now know that you have 500K to start a business, you should visit his farm. You have not met him. If you visit his farm, you will see what passion is. Yeah, and each and every business here. I didn't get the name of the. Yep, please.
All right. For just a reminder, I am Wesige Banyaji. I sell furniture at Mark and Singh, Victor Buana Road. I am a lawyer. I'm an economist. I work on Cruise FM for those that listen to the radio, and I do money lending. So if I prepared to say something for the young people here. Starting is possible. Please don't procrastinate. If first of all, start with an imagination of exactly what you want to be. You know, sometimes people can want to help you, but you exactly don't know how much help you need or which kind of help you need. I was angry, pissed at myself that I couldn't put myself at a particular level that I wanted, all right? But God, each and every time, will give you an opportunity to elevate yourself. We've grown up knowing that opportunities, chance, die and speak, and all these things. Sometimes it will be you just scanning around you to see an opportunity. Start that small, all right? If you find something that is aligned with who you are, you know, all of us here are distinct and different. We are passionate about different things. We view life and the world differently. Find something that you're passionate about in that field. Give your very best. You're going to make mistakes. I remember when I started money lending, even before I registered, I had gotten a few of savings from being a broker, and I had about 20 million shillings. So I asked myself, what do I do with this money? Do I go into selling phones like others? Do I open a boutique? What do I do? I realized that actually I had friends that would call me for bailouts. Guy mpaye mitwari etano, najire chizibu mpaye mitwari 10. I realized, no, I no longer have money for free. These people must be able to buy this money. That's how I started. I started small. I didn't invest all the money that I had gotten from being a broker to money lending. I remember I first invested about 5 million shillings. The first client I got borrowed 200,000. They are still my client up to today. All right? So it's really being deliberate. Business is about being deliberate. Things are not intentionality. Things don't just fall. You must be able to identify what you want. You know who you are, and give in yourself. Are there going to be days you're going to cry? I can tell you each one of us here have had times where we want to give up. You don't know how many times I've wanted to close shop and just go home. I have been frustrated. You know, there are people that have gone now. I still have land titles of people, and they ran away with my money. You know, I still have losses that I've counted. People have stolen my furniture. They have stolen my timber. I have made losses. I have sometimes felt bad. There are bad days. But what keeps me motivated is in all of it, I have a vision. There's a goal that I want to meet. And every day is only a micro of eventually want to become. There is no limit. The value of education. When I was going for my second degree, I was comfortable. I had a job, I was working, you know, money was coming. But at that same time, I needed knowledge. I think there is something that has been overemphasized here, knowledge. Knowledge. I don't know if now, being a business owner for the last about 8 years, and now the fact that I'm a lawyer, I at least know about regulatory rules and all that a person needs to set up a business. I know the risks in running a business that is not registered, you know. I know the dynamics in managing a business because of that knowledge, all right? So if you get an opportunity to elevate your understanding on a particular aspect, please obtain it. Then there are elements of discipline. You see, sometimes you're going to make money, and this money is going to bring a lot of temptations. You're going to save that million, and then you're like, I have never had $1 million. It's now time that I've gotten it. The only thing that can help you in that moment is the discipline. If you're not disciplined, there is nothing you can build. It's not there. I can tell you for free. You must be able to know this is a no for me. I don't do that. I don't know how many Ugandans are here, and you know there are things you cannot do. I was watching an interview by the Prime Minister of Uganda, and he said, me, I'm not a dealer. I don't deal. That's not what I do. You must have things that you don't do. Me, there are things I don't do. And simply because they don't identify with who I am. All right? So each one of us here, you must be able to identify particular things that make you grow, that you cannot compromise. All right? If it is integrity, die with it. If it is keeping time, be a person who is known to be a stickler of time. Excellency. In Uganda now, people don't care about excellency. You ask someone to be a service provider, and they give you mediocre work. People don't do their best. You know, if I'm going to buy a bed from me, let it be a good bed. All right? If I'm going to buy chicken from you, let it be good chicken. All right? But if I'm buying a suit, let it be a suit that I wear and I feel excellence was applied to making it. Majority of Ugandans don't have those principles. They don't stand for anything. If you don't stand for anything in business, it's the worst place to be. So there is a lot that we can share, but I always attended such events when I was a bit younger, and I hated theory. I hate people who just speak things for the sake of it. I don't like things that are not intangible, that are not practical. I must come to such an event, someone speaks to me, and it's going to help me solve a problem. All right? I hope everyone that has come leaves this place knowing there is something that you can implement and you get yourself to the level that you want. All is possible, really. Let me end with this. I know time is out. There is an invisible hand that sets things in place. There have been times someone gives me a call to provide furniture. There's a school, an international school. It's called, it's here in Mbarara. A friend of mine linked me up, and I provided furniture for that school. All right? And I thought, how is it possible that I've been given that opportunity? Yet I know they are seasoned people. There is an invisible hand that is going to set you in places that you had never imagined. What is your center of focus? What's your influence? If it is good, take it serious. Let that invisible hand make things happen for you. All is possible. Let me end with saying, you are as big as your imagination. if your imagination is so small, you're going to end up with very small results. If you think so big, crazily big, somehow certain things will come to pass and you'll succeed. I thank the organizers and blessings to everyone.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I believe each one of us must have been blessed in one way or the other. I am happy to see people taking notes. I am sure this has not ended here, and there will be more. Otherwise, we are going to have a word from. I mean, we can't have an educative session without a teacher. A word from Mwalimu as we come to the closure. I know that we're out of time, but we must hear from a word or two from him in a very, very short time. Then we shall be going towards our closure.
It's an afternoon. I thought the man was going to say, we are going to have our lunch or breakfast. And behold, he called me. Good afternoon, gentlemen. It's been a pleasure being here. I don't even know what to say, but let me just say one or two things. I am a boys and men's mentorship advocate, but also a men's mental health advocate. I'll just say, like Papa Innocent, thank you for that delivery at the beginning. Mentioned, we've grown up in a culture that has given all the support to the women, and they know almost everything to do, and it's imagined that us men will figure out when our time comes in school for career to identify, like Wesige was saying, gifts and talents that God has given us that we can use to create wealth. It's imagined that when we become husbands, we know what exactly to do. It's imagined that when we become fathers, even first-time fathers, when we've not had mentorship by our fathers or men in the community, we should be knowing what to do. Where does that put us? You get a society with broken men, wounded men, and if you don't get to help those wounded men and broken men, the cycle continues. I don't know if you've ever asked yourself why the highest percentage of people in prisons are men, in mental health hospitals. Because we go through these difficult things and we don't get to open up about them. Why? Because the training in our African culture, which was not necessarily bad, it helped to increase the threshold of pain and resilience for a man, but buried the fact that we are human sometimes. We need to express ourselves. I need to confide in a brother and tell him what I'm experiencing that is breaking me down. So one of the things I appreciate about such spaces when I come is to remind men that we are human at the very basic. We experience tough times. If a man tells you how many businesses he's failed at to be able to do what he's doing, you're asking yourself, so when all these things were happening, but you find he has a brotherhood, has a man or two he talks to and say things are not working out, but I'm still confident that one day. And when he said there in the beginning, he said, yeah, and it means something because he's here teaching us and from his experience. But how did he build the resilience to be where he is? So I want to challenge us that it gets difficult sometimes for men to be vulnerable, but men, fellow men, and I say this here, that vulnerability is courage. It's not a weakness. Sometimes we go through tough and trying times. It's okay to find a brotherhood. It's okay to find a fellow man that you can confide in and talk to about what is going on, and you can find the help that you need. We can evolve the word man up to speak up. You don't have to die alone. You don't have to cave in and give in and get lost. Probably there are some men who you know who went through things and now they are lost. Wesige talked about this. Do you know what happens when the business crumbles? You've built, and then something happens and you make a big loss. It crashes. So what I'm saying here, me as a men's mental health advocate, is that like Papa Innocent said, we can build rhythms of regular check-ins on one another, build support systems of a brotherhood, groups of 5 or 10, it could be in church spaces, in faith spaces, those who are Muslims, in communities, a group of farmers who meet and talk, like you said. Someone said their uncles meet every morning. So that you keep going. Because when the rubber hits the road, looks like, man, everybody is out to help everybody, but looks like the man has to fight his own battle. So, which man do you talk to? Do you have a brother? Do you have a fellow man? Do you have a mentor? I encourage mentorship. We live in an age right now where, with the coming of AI and tech and what, everybody feels like they know and they can figure out. Let me tell you, young men, you do not know everything. You need good man to talk to you. You need that older man to share with you some wisdom. So Tobeda watch talonyo, and you forget that men are made by, like he said, the strong men or the great men are not born. They're built. It's a journey, and it's not a journey of perfection. It's a journey of progress, one day at a time, each man helping another man who is in the pit, and that man who has been helped being the man who helps another man in the line, and like that, and like that. And with time, we're going to build communities of mentally healthy and resilient, strong, purpose-driven, godly men who are able to lead communities well, who are able to lead their families well, who are able to be the priests, like he mentioned, number 1. Spiritual capital, who are able to lead well. And me being a Christian, I'll say, then God will be glorified, because then we'll be living purpose for which he created us for, as men, as leaders, and leaders as servants. Remember that. Leaders as servants. Okay? So thank you so much. I do not know what more to say, but that's what I could say. And thank you. Let me just take a moment and pray. We come talk about all these things, and Wesige mentioned something, that there's an invisible hand. I've come to appreciate that ultimately when it's said and done, the sovereign God decides what gets to happen and what doesn't get to happen. So a man is as strong as his relationship with his God. That's why we come back to when everything seems to be not going the way we expect. Shall we pray briefly, if you don't mind, about the things we've learned? Our Heavenly Father, we are really, really grateful that you would give us an opportunity like this as men, like we've learned, that iron sharpens iron, so should a man sharpen a man. And people have mentioned a lot about knowledge, and you tell us in your word that we should seek many things, but so much so seek knowledge. And you tell us in James that if anyone is lacking wisdom, they should come to you, who gives to everybody without faltering. So we thank you for this opportunity. Our hearts have been stirred up, passions have been awakened, and there's a beating in the heart of resilience, building of ideas and imaginations coming up. Now as that journey continues in those reflective moods and meditation, during our continued conversations on the breakfast, but also after, as we go back to our schools, as we go back to our businesses, may you give us guidance by your Holy Spirit. May you give us wisdom. May you give us knowledge and understanding and discernment. May you bring the right partners that people have been talking about to join us. May you lead us to the right places to seek that knowledge and learn and grow. And may you give us partners to help us to grow these imaginations, to grow these dreams, and may we be men of caliber, men of integrity, men of honor, men who are dignified, men who are servant-hearted, men who seek out the well-being of other men and other members of community. May we be men who lead like God, who lead like Christ, to the glory and honor of your most holy name. We pray in Jesus' name.
Thank you so much, Mwalimu. And before you go back, first of all, because of the amount of English that you speak. Secondly, because you are the man cave representative here. you will help us make sure that we cater for more men through this. So this is here. It's yep. It's a frame. A sober generation needs a sober boy child. Live a dream. You will help turn this, like we say in church, turn it into money. Yes.
So my work is to auction this. Yeah. You guys set me up this way, right? Okay. This is how I do it whenever these opportunities show up, to simplify it and keep it really, really not as inconveniencing. We're going to do it in a very gentle way, right? So I want you to choose a leader on your table, okay, and agree, collect your finances on your table. We are going to auction this, okay? All proceeds go to the promoting of the work of mentoring men everywhere as far as God will take us. So let's do this. Let's take a challenge. Challenge accepted. Abantu banje abamezeji, people set us up and we have to agree. So let's each table choose a leader, and then let each of us, whatever you have, and you can be able to contribute to the work that is happening at Live a Dream. Please, let's have a leader note those monies down. We need a mobile money number so that people can send their money. People are very busy, they don't move with cash. So they can send to that number. But make sure you write down those who are with Starling, the group leader, and then we shall come in about 5 minutes, and actually 3 minutes, and collect the leaders coming and announcing how much they've raised, and we'll close the auction. Thank you.
Okay, for the mobile money number.
Listen and write it somewhere.
The mobile money number 0791. It's an MTN number. Yeah. 0791 519 319. I repeat it, 0791 519 319.
Great, thank
you. It is in the names of Myers Turiahabwe, my names. Please put a reason as Live a Dream if you're sending the money.
Someone may have sent some weekend money for Myers to enjoy, and
or I might enjoy the Live a Dream.
Okay, so let's do this. Just choose a leader on your group and write down the money and tally that money. Let me come back to you in about 3 minutes, and the time starts now. If you're few on a table, you can make a conglomerate. You can join another table. The table. If you trust yourself, even one man on a table can give us 1 million. It is okay, but you can join with these guys and collect. So let's do that real quick in 2-3 minutes. Make sure you write and keep track of the monies. You guys are comfortable here. You want to stay here alone? No, it's okay. I can come collect the million from you. Or you can join hands with these guys. Okay? How is it going? Who's the leader here? Please write the monies. Someone says my 10K, but I'm 20K. So for Handike, then you get the total. How many is it? You have a bigger team behind here. All these guys are on their own because they can Okay, so I'm moving around so you can have a look at this beautiful art piece. I wouldn't allow everybody to touch it. It could fall or anything happens, and yet someone is financing to take it home. Now, as a group, what makes us distinct as men is that we can agree and give it to one of the members on the table. You want first have a look at and appreciate? Okay. This is how it looks. It's a generation of men that live a dream. This is not AI. A sober generation is a sober boy child. This man is saying, can it be gifted to me? All right, let's wind up this. So you have 1 minute, the leader. Okay, if you have sent money on Maya's number, please put the reason, either Live a Dream or the auction or something. Okay, let's wind up this. Let me have the leaders announce. I'm going to come. Myers, could you go around with the microphone? Whoever is writing, make sure you write all the monies, those that have been sent on and the hard cash that has been collected. We close this. Food is waiting for us. There are people who are asking, how much is that? They want to add like 500K and close it. So make sure you have confirmed what the group has.
I'm starting with the.
Okay, great.
The table here.
All right.
Reception table.
We need an association of the ladies putting together their contribution.
Yeah.
Anyway. Okay. Get that. How much is that?
The reception table here has given us 40,000.
40,000. Can I ask someone to compute those monies?
Yes.
One person.
Wilbrod.
You are
Okay.
computing.
Yeah,
it.
she's
So
computing.
40 plus.
40,000 from
Clap
here.
hands for them.
This is a table. The table is this one.
Let's appreciate one another for the contributions. Clap hands for that table.
This table has given us 52,000.
This table has. Make sure you get the money. When you send, we confirm.
Okay.
If you need to make a phone call to your employer for an advance, all right. Okay, Myers, let's go to another table as we come back.
Okay, I'll come back here.
I think those guys were part of this table.
Yeah, these guys are part of this table.
But also, if you want to send
Feel
some,
free.
please do.
This table, 26,000 here.
Okay, great. Clap hands for them.
6,000 here.
Okay. This table has given us 40,000. Clap hands for them.
40,000 here.
Someone is writing down?
Yep.
Okay. All right. Let's go here. This table. This 50,000. This table has given us 50,000.
You send
Hey, but let it come through.
Help me.
And this table
1,000
is
here.
there's someone who's gone to the bank.
Let's wait for these
Guys have sent
here.
someone to the bank, man.
There's a table here.
There's a table here?
There's
All right. Okay. There's no table there. Okay, let's come and close with the
high
table with the
table.
speakers. Yes.
The high table is here.
Guys are still exchanging dollars and moving from bank to wallet. Okay.
So on our part, we've given 225,000, including Mwalimu, the gentleman here, and the rest of us want to appreciate you so much for organizing this.
Okay. 225.
Thank you so much. Receive this money. Yeah. There's a group who skipped there. Are you guys ready? Okay. Myers, let's finish with them. And by the way, in case someone is sending money individually, that's okay. Please go on and send and just confirm. Tufunye yo. Oh. Hey. Okay, wherever. Okay.
Okay.
Rusi, you need to make a new contribution for this table, please. Myers, come. There's a new contribution. Bruce is in 2 groups. To that group. This one is for these guys to make the 50K. Tubabanja meka kati.
20K.
20. Nitu wakayayanga. Humura. Hati. Ekatule. Group page. These guys, this sente bazi barashonika milioni 3. What is the total? Okay. Nizezo. Okay. All right. Abantu ba media team babasika kwe sente, but don't interrupt them. The link may go off. All right. How much is that? Hajat, what's the total?
400.
And 3.
433,000.
433,000. Iwe, Myers, ija tuchizane.
433,000.
Adonia ija tuchizane. You come and we do something. Ninyenda ngu tuetera tere. Ninyenda ngu munchirize, let me use the local language. Tuaburwa yo, imtualenga yukora 500. Tuaburwa imtuaro mkaga na kashanju. Kashanju kiryaha. Hajiro watuhayo umtuaro. Turabe ma tebo buli tebo batuye ngo umtuaro. Adonia, how do you given us? You have not given us, yes. Yeah, Techiwaya. Tuaburwa yozinga, we want to make 500. Ningu tumtuaro. Okay. Otio. We are counting reducing. We need more. Etimeji na nimba shaba nobwe wombe fubwe kitarunyo. Tuabuga zinga, tuabuga mtwaro 5. Unga. Mwebali mtero mungaro yatkoraje omuhinji tuabuga zinga. Tuabuga mtwaro 3. Abakwata kamera matubuza. Isha creative. Twe send, twe at least twe chibiri. Abasha aba creative aba. Mutwe send. Tuze nyuma, tuze kuronda boss.
tuze nyuma kale buli omwe atuhezi asigaza meza achenyi kongo tija kuta transport okatamze bijere aba online barai but yeah online na link. How much do we need Myers to make 500? 30K. Are you sure? Some ladies, you made it to this meeting. That's grand. We need more contributions from you. 10K, just 10K. You mwahom. Okay. So we need more 20K. 20K. I'll raise 10K. So we need 20K. There are people who were out. Yes. This one has a Mayazisha. Jogum Shakwe Umtuaro. There's someone else who was out of to collecting. Nani mbaleba twaja ngo kushoni mwashohora. Mwe unati mwagaru. Anyway, just give us any contribution you have towards nobuzo kuwazia mobile money we accept. Yeah. No, there's a gentleman here. Umshaya kusindichire sente za rugwayi kwite direct. Talk to this gentleman. Azo kunkuta mujema yakuja ngutainemo. Remember yabashija. That is how it's supposed to be. Gentility must be. Are you giving us? Media team, we are covered. This gentleman seems to be. Adoni, I'm finishing. I don't want to take more of your time. Did I see you? Ish. Men who don't like to talk a lot wa mikono ule akwa to musha humble. Tali kuenda ku shijati. Gumeno barol ku reducing. Twabgozinga. Ijalo mshawa media team hano shoti nanda kutesente. Banzo micheo. Really we finish that. Who called me here? No one called me. Hey, I saw badly. Misho ganje gambia. Okay. How much is that we have? Zahoyo. About 18. Have you counted my 10K? I'm going to send 10K. How about 8? At 8 days, what dunia is to we close. 8K. Okay, good. Thank you so much. I will maintain, gentlemen, because we represented here for this, and ladies, thank you for accompanying us. The Man Cave UG space happens every Saturday morning at 7 a.m. The things he was mentioning about, I think I remembered Julius Chaze, the team leader, Swangs Avenue, speaking a lot about things relating to that. And then finally, we're organizing a men's retreat that's going to happen 21st to 23rd, which is the next weekend, where we'll be learning about really finances, men and discipline sexually, but also if there be challenges in that area, but also how do we take care of our mental health and stay well and resilient even as we carry on with our mandate as men in all the spaces we are in. Nawashukuru sana, barikiwani sana. Asante sana.
All right, thank you very much. Thank you very much, Mwalimu. Thank you everyone for your contribution. This is to keep things running. Yeah, we are organizing vacists. I think we saw 2 vacists here in January there. We shall have a vacists mentorship session like this, and I believe most of these faces shall be back here. And as we conclude, we have agreed that the item here cannot stay at Acacia, and we decided to put it on this table, but specifically to the person who gave us the testimony to put in his, he has a good collection of frames in his shop. So it's going to a lot of exclusives from Live a Dream. And Mr. Sijire, we'll hand it over to him, and he shall continue from there as close for us, and then we shall proceed for our branch. Thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Myers. Praise the Lord. Praise the Lord. It's not easy thing about something, starting it and having it come to pass. Many of us have very wonderful work plans in our heads. All of us, by the way, very wonderful work plans, but we never put them to table. It's not easy. And regardless how it comes out, you need to start. Isn't it? You need to start. So I want to thank God for today that you have made this happen. You have made this happen. Before I start my last words, I want to introduce the Live a Dream team. Live a Dream, you've seen some ladies, gentlemen, please step forward. May I not re-echo it? Will Broad, Myers, we have Felix is in Kampala, Simon Kampala, then Matthew is in KIU. So these are the, stand please, not behind, are the people that put things to order, and you've seen what is happening. So I add myself here. This is the team that sees things happen, and I really thank them so much. She's called Charlotte, he's called Myers, Will Broad, Jenna Chiyuba from Mayuge, the Queen of Mayuge, the Republic of Mayuge. Yes, so we are so happy. Why do we have ladies on the team? Sometimes we need a ladies' touch to make it complete. Thank you so much. Please appreciate them. You need a photo, please, for it to balance. Okay, thank you so much. Of course, we have had people that have associated with us always. I want to thank Innocent. Yeah, we have, we normally had discussions. Innocent, Alan, Myers, and some of us here attended the discussion, so I thank you. And so what are my last words? All of us here, every single one of you here woke up today and you put on a clean shirt and showed up today. That alone already separates you from the 98% of the world. So before I say anything else, I want you to put your hands together and clap for yourself. Now, I want you to drop that clap. Stop. And look at your neighbor. Are you looking at your neighbor? You've seen them. Someone is saying, hey, you've been my neighbor from morning. You've seen them. That is your mirror for the next 10 years. If he's lazy, you're next. If he's smart, you're next. If he's disciplined, you're next. If he's chasing women, you are next. And if he's chasing a vision and legacy, you are next. That is your mirror. Your neighbor is your mirror. Ask yourself what kind of mirror you are. Therefore, the choice is yours, gentlemen, to make that today, whatever we shared in this room does not only remain here, but I request that you pack it off, go with it, and we shall never be the same. It becomes a space of us connecting from different circles. We didn't know ourselves. Some of you here sent money and made calls for the very first time to me. And so it is important that we connect further from here. We have lacked circles in our region particularly. He's a Mwalimu, they've been in Kampala, but they have not come back because maybe that's where the world has placed them. We've lacked such spaces to mentor us. For someone like Alvin, if he's doing graphic work, to know that there is a creative person that he can freely interact with and be mentored. And this is the intention of these spaces. Spaces where young men and old men will come together to tackle things that are hard in one's sight, but simple because someone has gone through them. Farming will not be hard for innocent because good man is doing it. Maybe financial management will not be hard for maybe Bruce because someone here is good at it. And it's important before you leave this place, gentlemen, to go with a new contact. I must mention. You are all smart in your suits, but don't go as you came. At least go with a contact and put it in your phone. At least view their statuses. Some of these people's statuses are too demanding that you will wake up because you've seen someone's status. You're always sleeping at 3, but you wake up at 10. Someone posted at 3. Every day they post at 3. You wonder, for me, at 3 I be snoring. This person is how, and you see what makes them special. Just by seeing their statuses, you can change. I want to thank you. I want to conclude by thanking you again and thanking Acacia. Winston, thank you so much. Winston is a gentleman behind there. Please, you can wave to us. He has supported Live a Dream. He has supported us and is a manager here. Without any cost, he has hosted us. We're just buying tea. Thank you so much. And those are the connections that we have that you need when you associate with such people in your circles. So the table you've sat on today marks the beginning of changing of your life and the direction on how you've been doing your things. I want to thank our guest speakers, the panelists, Innocent Mwalimu, Chamagelo, Elder Herbert that was here. This is the way to go. Young men in Bara, this is the way to go, and you will never be the same. I thank you so much. I remain Sigire Adonia. I am a team leader at Live a Dream. All my boys and girls, we do together, work together for the betterment of our communities. I invite you all next time once we are called upon, such that we can discuss better and better issues that make us who we are. I bless the name of the Lord and thank you so much. Yes, now I will call Winston to send us home. Winston. You want to speak from that side, or you direct us on where to go from here? Those that have not received coupons, you go with your receipt to that table of ladies, you go with your receipt of payment, and you receive your coupon. Our guests will receive their coupons. Thank you so much.
That was an ambush. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Winston Hamia. I'm the reservations Acacia Hotels. We have 3 hotels. You are at the main branch. This is Acacia Boutique Hotel. We have Acacia Country Inn in Chamgorani. Then we have Acacia Wilderness Mwea. Those who have companies or you have a couple that want to go for honeymoon, you can go to Mwea and enjoy. We have packages for people specifically from Mbarara. So if you want anything, please reach me. You can contact me, or Sijire will bring you to me. But thank you for coming. You can always bring your workshops here or the other side. We can always talk. We are young people. We are all hustlers. He has changed my mind this year. Innocent knows. But I thank you always to Sijire and the team for always coming and supporting us. Acacia is always proud to see young men. If I was going to bring Professor, but he's kind of busy up there. I wanted to share something, but I couldn't get him. But thank you. Tea is ready. Please don't mind. Give me feedback if it's bad. What is Chef? Chef went. Give me feedback if it's bad, and if it's nice, please come back. Yes. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. He's my OB, but now the size. He has left us in our own league. Yes, I want to conclude at that. I want to really recognize James and Pumuza. I want to thank you so much. He has traveled from a long distance. He was my speaker. Others are mentioning of great schools. For us, we don't speak because they're already great. Yes. Thank you. Thank you so much. Let's pray. I'll invite Bruce. Come and pray for us. Pray for tea. Pray for the activities of Live a Dream, and pray a blessing to each and every person that is in this place, that we shall have feedback on how far they have started the journey of their lives. Thank you.
All right, thank you so much, Council Adonia. Let's humble ourselves and pray. Father, King of Glory, we thank you for this special moment that we have had to share knowledge, to receive what you had mandated for us to receive. We thank you for our lives cannot be the same again. Our minds have been refreshed. We have been challenged in every aspect. We thank you because our identity is going to be defined clearly from this place, that even after this particular conference, we know that you are going to define a lot in our journey. We thank you for the connections that you have availed to be in this room. We know that we shall take full advantage of them. Thank you for the guest speakers. Thank you for those that have shared their testimonies, their stories, for the principles and the patterns that you have laid before us today. We pray that all these things shall be made manifest in our personal lives. Thank you for each and every individual that has managed to make it for this particular conference. We pray, oh God, that none of them shall go back and be the same the way they came. We pray that you will put something on their life that will not make them settle until all these principles are working and functioning in their lives. We thank you for Live a Dream. Thank you for the gift of this great vision. We thank you for the boy child that is being brought up in the way that they should go. We pray that you may bring every advantage, every possibility. May you continue to increase this altar of Live a Dream Vision. For every boy child that must grow up, for every boy child that must see the right examples, that must see the people that have made it and also believe and also live to dream again. We thank you for every lady that has also supported this dream. We pray that you continue to bless them even for the men that have come. We pray that you may stabilize them in every way, for their wives, for their children, for their sons, for their daughters. God, we thank you because it can only get bigger and bigger and better from here. We thank you for the tea that we are going to take. We thank you because it's blessed. And God, all we can do is give thanks. We thank you, we give you glory, and in Jesus' name we have prayed. Amen.
Thank you so much. See you next time. Myers, you can guide our guests wherever. Please come back. We can have our tea from here. And if you can exchange them both.